Has it just been a shit garbage week at work? Stuff piling up and nothing getting done? And you just feel like there's absolutely no relief and you need something to wind down the weekend? Nope. Not gonna happen. That's just not gonna do it. But wait, Bullet Bourbon? That's the official bourbon of the Absolute Geek podcast. Baby Yoda knows what to do. Go home to your happy place. Grab those new comics. Now pour yourself some of that sweet Bullet Bourbon. Have a drink and forget about the BS. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the Absolute Geek podcast. Brought to you by Bullet Bourbon.
That was so good.
Oh, I love it. God, Service Rex.
That's so good.
Oh, man.
Hey
We put off the stops.
Hey guys, it's Friday night in Phoenix. You're listening to the Absolute Geek Podcast.
Thank you, Darts. As always, it is Friday Night Phoenix. You're listening to the Absolute Geek Podcast. I am Matt.
I'm Brian.
Chad. Oh, I'm Corban.
I'm Solo Wookie.
And as you all could tell, Kyle is not with us this weekend as he's spending a fantastic getaway with his family up in Jerome. But have no fear, the Bullet Bourbon is still here. And I'm going to be drinking in Kyle's place tonight. So let's get a little crazy. Let's have a little bit of a good time. And
I'm going to have fun later tonight.
As always,
keep waiting.
This episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast only goes good with Bullet Bourbon. So, what's going on, guys? How's it going? I'm going to pull myself a drink while we get popping off here.
It's been a
That
short
is
week.
not a great jersey,
Yeah.
Michael. I don't know why we're giving Chad Solo Wookie all the props on that.
He's just coming in hard with that Coyotes hate, man. That's,
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't even follow hockey, and I know the Coyotes is what you got to root for. But I stand by Solo Wookie loving his team.
Solo Wookie loving
The
his
greatest thing is that they're my
Avalanche.
second team.
Who's your
Yeah,
first?
yeah.
What?
His first team is the even worse shitbag of a fucking professional franchise.
Try me. I got to hear it now.
Yeah, the fucking New Jersey Don'ts.
Jersey Devils, baby.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah,
Jersey represent, huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
They
fuck
were
everything.
originally in the 70s. They were the Colorado Rockies, and then they sold them to Jersey, and they became
Coached
the Jersey
by?
Devils. So I stayed with them the whole way.
Okay.
Who? How about this one? Here we go, Chad.
No.
Who are they coached by?
Who now?
No, who
Who then?
Colorado, yeah.
Oh God. I couldn't even tell you.
Come on.
God, who was the coach when they were sold?
What? Howie? Somebody?
One of the
Howie?
greatest,
Howie Mandel.
one of the
Gordie Howe.
greatest sportscasters of all time, Don Cherry.
Howard Cosell.
The great Don
that's
Cherry.
right. Yeah,
Oh, Pop Cherry. Yeah, Don Cherry.
Pop Cherry.
there you go, Brian. Got it.
There it is.
Pop Cherry.
Knowledge drop. That's right. It was him.
Well, guys, before we get started tonight, I want to acknowledge something that I didn't acknowledge last week. This is actually our 501st podcast over Absolute Geek. Over everything we've done from the beginning, from Absolute Geek to What the Fuck Friday to comic book reviews to Matinee to you name it, Spinner Rack. This is our 501st episode tonight. So I just
Dude.
got to say thank you to all you guys that are here that help the show every week, Corban, Brian, and now Chad. And of course, Kyle and the people who came before you guys, Kellen and Jose, and of course, everybody, all of our listeners, everybody hanging out in the chat every Friday. Thank you for making this possible and for helping us reach that 500 episode milestone. So,
And
Very cool.
Where's Travis been?
That is awesome.
yeah, I haven't had Travis on in a while. I haven't talked to Travis in a while.
I
But,
miss Funny Travis.
but yeah, everyone who's been
They're
on, guest
hilarious.
host, Travis, Mike from Grizzle Geek, the guys over at
Oh, Grizz.
yeah, the guys at Couch Crunchers. I drew a blank on their name, but everyone who's helped us along the way, thank you.
Lance Max.
Cheers to 500 episodes. So yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that right off the gate because we didn't acknowledge it last week. So
Hey man, if I drank, I would cheers you.
you're drinking right now. There you go. Just cheers your squirt. There it is. That's how I can't believe you haven't gotten that sponsorship yet.
I was about to say officially licensed drink of the podcast.
There you
I
go.
wonder if squirt and bourbon goes together. I don't think it does.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you try? Oh, it's been done.
Yeah, but you got to get the mixture just right. And there's only a couple of bourbons that actually will mix with it. Mountain Dew was actually made for mixing with bourbon, but it was with Wild Turkey or Southern Comfort. Now, you can't mix that with like Jack or Jim. That's totally different. But Squirt also works with like the Wild Turkey, or I don't like it in Makers. Not that I even drink anymore.
But you got the whole breakdown. I'm getting
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Dropping that knowledge on us.
And
I'm
that's
taking it.
and
yeah.
that's alcoholic Chad for you.
I mean, listen. Now I know what to do. I'd be the one to make mistakes. Wild Turkey and Mountain Dew.
So yeah,
7 Up, what you
SoCo, and because you can't drink that without mixing it with something. That stuff is just terrible. Janis Joplin, listen to her sing. You know why it sounds that bad? Southern Comfort, because that chick was drunk on SoCo all day, every day.
Oh,
Absolute
no.
trash. Ugh.
You're making
But-
you're making assumptions.
You know what my dad drinks?
What?
7-7.
Southern Comfort. On the rocks.
Ooh.
Never
Really?
understood that. Never understood that.
God, how can you drink that? Ugh. 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 Terrible.
Yeah. So what's going on, gents? Other than that, fucking crazy short
Oh,
week. It
shit.
felt like just yesterday we were doing this.
It actually felt like a really long week to me.
Really?
That's the life of a working stiff, I guess. It just felt like
Yeah.
a really long week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it felt quicker to me. I will say, thank goodness, because it was like such a drag Monday, and then I blinked and it was Wednesday, and I blinked again, and I almost forgot today was Friday. Like,
Did you guys see the interview news about the Phoenix Suns?
No.
Mm-mm.
So there's this podcast I listen to every once in a while. It's called No Jumper. The host of No Jumper had these two Instagram thoughts on these two Instagram chicks that just fuck for money. You know what I mean? Fuck for clout. And one of them goes on there and she goes, "Yeah, I just recently got flown into some place and fucked 7 NBA basketball players." And he goes, "You fucked them all?" She goes, "Yeah, and sucked their dicks." And she bragged about it all over show. It was disgusting. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this. This is somebody's daughter. Like, can you imagine how bad her dad feels right now? Anyways, and she let loose that it was the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker went first.
No wonder they went
That's
undefeated in the
because
bubble and still couldn't make the
Fucking A.
playoffs.
Yeah.
wow.
Shout out
He
to
was
the Phoenix
He was
Suns.
just with Kendall Jenner. I just saw on Twitter. He was just with Kendall Jenner. How he doing that?
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Because he's an NBA player, so those Kardashians all over that dick.
Yeah.
You know that the story behind the skeleton key and the shitty lock, don't you?
What's that?
So the girl goes to the guy and she says, "Well, it's not fair in the world today. You can sleep with as many girls as you want and you get praise and props. I sleep with as many guys as I want and I'm a slut and trash and a whore." And the guy says, "No, let me explain this to you. When a guy sleeps with a bunch of women, it's kind of like a master key. it unlocks all the locks. Everybody wants a master key because it's good to have a master key. It unlocks everything. But when you have a lock that can be opened by any key, it's just a shitty lock.
And there it is.
But
And that's how the world works.
And there it is. Got Chad life lessons here for you. I love it.
Damn.
it was crazy, but I was like, wow, good for the
Devin
Phoenix
Booker.
Suns.
Good
Yeah,
for
good for
Phoenix
Devin
Suns.
Booker, right?
So much for keeping
Too
that.
bad. There definitely is a double standard, and I am playing the double standard very heavy. We're sitting here going, good for Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns, and we're calling her fucking God. Her dad.
Good for her. Good for her too. If she wants to suck, look. If Clerks taught you nothing, if she wants to suck 37 dicks,
That's exactly what I told my brother.
that's
I
her
go,
own business.
when I was telling my brother, I showed him, I go, you sucked 7 dicks. And I was like, what movie is that from? And I'm like,
Yeah.
the fucking Clerks, man.
Yeah.
This is out of Clerks.
37 dicks.
Good for her.
Right?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
It
Dad
was
proud.
probably-
Make
it was
mom and dad
probably-
proud. Cheers to you and all those.
Yeah, she's
Phoenix
probably
Suns
making
dicks.
millions.
It was probably worth every fucking penny.
Yep.
You know what? Depending on how much she made, I may suck 7 dicks because I'll bet you that was a big fucking number.
Oh my gosh.
Chad says about the 4th shot in the mouth, you don't even feel it anymore.
You put enough zeros behind that, every person in the world will start questioning their own morality and go, well, I don't know. 7's not 10.
But there is one thing that most people, when you ask them this question, will instantly say no, and they're not even thinking about it in that situation. You know what that is?
What?
How much money would it take for me to let you go kill your dog? And most of them will say nothing.
I don't know.
I wouldn't kill my dog for anything, dude. But
Would
if
you
they came to me and said, how about what would you give to let your dog live as long as you? I'd be like, I'll give you my right arm. Fuck yeah.
What about your comic collection?
I
Yes,
think,
I fucking
think
half a
I'd
second.
tell him. I
Wow.
think I'd tell him 10 million to kill my dog, maybe more. 30 million to kill my dog. And then when they showed up, I'd kill them. I'd take the money and I'd go run away with my
Be
dog.
like, at 30 million, your dog's already handing you the gun. Like, here you go.
I wouldn't kill my dog for any amount. My dog's closer to death than anything.
I don't think I could kill my Lulu.
No.
No.
All right, we just went really dark.
Matt's kind of an
McClay.
asshole.
McClay went old school, super dark right there.
My dog's kind of an asshole.
But
I'm like, no comment.
I want to say I will be back after the Hot 10 because I've got a fucking bone to pick because Kyle's not here, and I'm going to pick the bone for him. So I'll see you guys.
We're picking a bone tonight.
You're gonna take a bone.
We're gonna drop some bone picking.
You got no interview this week, so might as well have a rant, right? Let's do
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah, it's coming in hot and heavy this week. So
They
heavy.
done our brother dirty.
Instead of the hot 10, we're getting the hot and heavy.
yeah, you getting the hot and heavy. So I'll see you guys after the Hot 10. I'll be back.
Enjoy
Sounds
the
like a
Hot
plan.
10.
I'll be back.
As everybody goes to watch the Hot 10 now.
We lost our group.
Not even true.
We should go too. No, I'm kidding.
There's nothing in this world that would make me on this planet that would make me old yeller at my dog. No, I can't imagine there is. Corbin,
Yes.
talk to me about DC fandom, buddy. What's going on with DC fandom?
Honestly, I don't even know. I was so hyped for it. I messaged Matt earlier in the week. I was like, dude, we covered DC fandom. Matt's like, what? You know, what is this? I looked it up. I was excited, thinking, okay, DC must have had some hot-ish that they had to hold out at San Diego Comic-Con, virtually, of course, to have a whole day. You know, it seemed clunky, I'm not going to lie. This whole different universe, 3D, use your cursor to go to a different panel, seemed dumb to me. I also wasn't a fan of the fact that for 24 hours, you can only catch it once. What if I'm busy? What if I'm working during the day? Like, I'm going to miss a key panel, they're not going to replay it?
Yeah,
Fine.
they didn't replay any of it. It was all just one time. That's it.
Well,
It
it's
happens
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It happens tomorrow, the
So
22nd.
That was what had me upset. Like, it's not on demand. It's like what is it? It's like they'll play. It has a schedule out and everything's set at a certain time. And if you miss it, like let's say you miss a panel at 12, the Batman panel at 12, you're not gonna be able to watch it again until like 2 a.m. I thought that was stupid. They're trying to say it's a 24-hour event, everyone there. But this is the thing: we can't all be there. Some people work, some people are out. I don't understand how that makes any sense. But then it comes out. What, yesterday? 2 days ago? No, yesterday. I think I messaged the group.
It was like
Anyway,
Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday, that they're apparently it was 3 days before the thing. So 3 days before the actual event, which is tomorrow, they decide they're splitting some of the content to push for a date in September. I think they aim for September 8th. So they're doing 2 different fandoms now, or fandomes, as they say. Of what? There's not enough content to go around. Half of it is documentaries and specials. One is one of their DC movies that just came direct to DVD that you can watch. Like it's a joke. But like honestly, I feel like that's what DC is in general. It's a joke right now. I don't understand what kind of content that they're keeping. Sorry, I cut my hand. What kind of content that they're keeping for DC fandom that is so special that they couldn't use during San Diego Comic-Con, and it can't be that much information they're splitting. It's based off the little commercials they've done, the 30-second like teasers or whatever. They've referenced the Suicide Squad game. They've referenced more revealings of the Batman's costume. They've referenced some animated movies that are coming out, but there's nothing there. It just seems like an extended long game by DC, in which, in classic DC fashion, they don't know where they're going after the initial push. And so that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So the speculation is that we're gonna get. They're gonna announce an unnamed movie that's in the works. They're going to announce. You're gonna get your first look at Kristen Wiig in full cheetah makeup, and you're gonna get.
I heard that they dropped that.
You're gonna get the first trailer for Matt Reeves' The Batman, because they were like, I believe it's 75% way through shooting the movie when COVID hit. So they said they have enough for a trailer. So the speculation is you're going to get Matt Reeves' The Batman trailer or a teaser trailer. Also, there's over 300 guest speakers confirmed. Gal Gadot, I believe Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, Ben Affleck, and Jason Momoa are all part of those confirmed speakers. So you're going to get more Snyder Cut stuff. And you're supposed to see Snyder Cut stuff. And you're going to get, I think you're finally going to get the announcement of, we already know, it was announced Ben Affleck's coming back to do one more Batman role in Flashpoint. We'll talk about that.
What?
And I think you're going to get the final official announcement that Michael Keaton is going to be Flashpoint Batman in that movie as well. It's going to be Thomas Wayne in that movie. So
hyped.
see. But yeah, I'm not super jonesing for another San Diego Comic-Con type event, online event. And now they just, like, even here, the state fair has been canceled. So they're not having the state fair.
If you check your resources, multiple resources, they postponed it for an entire
tentative
year.
Dates of 2021, yeah, which was going to be in 2021 anyways.
They never said canceled. They just said postponed.
Whatever. An entire year.
And here's my thing. They have these panels. They have a Flash panel introducing the Flash movie, like you said. They have a Suicide Squad panel. These panels are all 30 minutes or less. The Flash panel is 10 minutes. What the fuck you want to talk about in 10 minutes? What kind of panel is that? Hi, I'm Ezra Miller. I'm playing the Flash. Go down the cast. Tell me what the movie's about. That's the end. That's not a panel.
No,
that's an extended trailer.
At all. That's a ripoff.
Exactly. And so apparently what they're doing, to kind of lead off, I'm sorry, I'm coming with the heat. I'm not trying to be excited. But you're basically getting movies, video games, and TV tomorrow. And then comics, TV, and more like programming in September. So you're not even going to get the special stuff tomorrow. They're going to make that September 12th.
Corban's hot, folks. He ain't taking this shit laying down, goddamn it.
He's
I
been gone
know.
2 weeks, and he
Produced.
comes in spitting fire.
He's like, I'm ready. I'm gonna let him have it.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. I've been in
I
a
don't
work.
blame you, dude.
I came to my comic shop and I was like, I picked up all my books, spent like a lot of change. I'm sitting there going, so what's going on right now? Oh, this book. Oh, we're still in Joker War. I failed. But it's like waking back up in this comic reality and going, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
WTF just happened? $300
Exactly.
for Robin King.
I
Fuck out of here.
exactly. I'm looking back like,
Get
then after
out.
Batman, DC laid off a quarter of their staff, and I'm like, what? This is insane. It's just insane. I don't know what's going on with DC or comics in general right now because this DC fandom, it seems stupid to me. I mean, I thought it was dumb already that they weren't going to be part of the San Diego Comic-Con experience. Just my own thing. Like, there wasn't enough, I thought, that DC had, and I guess we could say the same for Marvel. They don't have enough individually on their own to lay out even 4 hours worth of content, much less a whole day of new stuff that are in the works, especially in this day and age when half of us already know what's cooking up the pipeline anyway. So they go and branch out, do their separate things. But it's like DC in particular is all ambitious. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And they don't even know what they want to do. It's like me saying, I'll give you an example. Check out my Comic Book Barbarian channel. I haven't done shit in 6 months. I made this plan, but they didn't follow through. And that's what DC has done. They make all these ideas, and they haven't followed through. And then what do you have to show for it? Half-finished projects.
So you're supposed to get panels, Wonder Woman 1984 panel, the Batman, the Suicide Squad with the entire cast, and they're going to name the cast and who they're playing in the movies. The Flash,
I didn't know that.
Ezra Miller Flash, Shazam, Aquaman, Black Adam with Dwayne The Rock Johnson scheduled to appear.
That would be cool.
And then the Suicide Squad Kill All Justice League video game debut. So I'm sure you're going to get the announcement of who the bad guy in Black Adam's going to be, and a lot of people are already speculating on that one that's going to be Vandal Savage.
Black Adam?
Apparently it's going to be Vandal Savage from what everyone said.
Wild guess there.
Just gonna throw that one out there. Hey,
Goblin
the bad guy might be the bad guy?
Bad guy? Maybe. I think you're a little bold there, Chad. I'd watch it there. I don't know.
I mean,
Break, my friend.
don't call me Billy, but I'm just gonna throw that out there. Maybe Black Adam ain't the nicest guy.
No. And I don't know, man. I don't know what Jim Lee's doing at the helm right now. I have no confidence in DC as an organization. They say that they're going to somehow laying off or getting rid of half of their comic staff, while also saying that their focus is on comics and branching out.
Yep.
That's divergent goals.
Jim Lee says that they are still 100% laser focused on producing comic book material.
BS.
Well, I said it last week, and I'll say it again.
And they just hired 2 female intern editors.
Oh, it's gonna get better.
But why though? What do you mean? Like just
Women are more acute to that realm of, dude. Most men are kind of big and clunky.
Oh,
and,
I know that.
and it's very typical. Now, when you bring in a position, especially like editorial, female are more acute. They pay more attention to verbiage. They pay more attention to storyline. They pay more attention. Here's a perfect example. I'll dumb it down for me and all the other wonderful men that are out there watching. If you take a guy, he's going to watch porn all day. Women don't watch porn all day. If you hand a woman a book like 50 Shades, they will sit and read about porn all day. That's why when you put a woman into an opportunist position like editor, they will sit and fine tune and make it read right, make it, because that's their mind works very well that way. They're so much smarter than men in that facet. They're so much better than most men at that level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And men just, I mean, we're like monkeys. We'll just keep throwing poop at it until someone goes, "Hey, it works." You know? But women are like,
buttering
no,
up
no.
the women in
This
the
is
audience.
the way that it goes.
He's earning those brownie points right now.
Dude, I'm just
You know, Chad,
I'm just dropping the truth, man.
I hear you. I hear you. No, I guess I didn't mean it in that way. I guess I was just shocked that they were making all these overhauls, and it seems like, oh, I'm a focus on making the best hamburgers ever, like as many as I can.
Sure.
I'm also getting rid of half of my hamburger making staff. We're gonna churn out more hamburgers. Like,
See,
how?
I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. I think they're getting ready to split. I think they're gonna divide the comic book and 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 push it away from like the other parts of the industry, some of the movies, some of the others, and they're gonna restaff the comic book area and try and build it from the ground up with some of what they have, and then bring in some new, better editors, new artists, you know, to do guest spots and do all this other stuff, and then lock in some solid people for solid books, get some new storylines going. I think they're going to kind of split it up a little bit and try and build two good based companies instead of where they have one giant company right now that they can't get anything done. They're tripping over each other. They can't make a movie. They can't get books off the ground. They can't. I mean, they're just having trouble.
Yeah, it's clear. You're right. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to do a whole state of the DC thing, but I just wonder. It's not like Marvel's super hot right now either, but just my own thoughts of like, as a comic reader, like the future of this, is it going in a direction that's making you go, yeah, this is something I still want to be invested in because the path is good. You know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. No, and I think you're spot on, man. I think you read way more DC than a lot of people I know, and I think that your opinion and your foresight on it is spot on. I think you are very intuitive about what is going on, and you can really see, because you read it so much and because you're so involved in the whole. I mean, how many people watched Batwoman or Batgirl or WB? I mean, you were there for it, and you were like, it's good. It's got great stuff, and it's got bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you were there. A lot of people were just like, "Bad who? What? On what channel?"
Yeah, I appreciate that. Nah, that's
you
true.
know. So I totally think you're spot on, but I think we're gonna see where it's gonna start splitting, and you're gonna start seeing them try and build. I mean, we can step back and we can look at Lucas did the same thing with Star Wars when he started splitting stuff apart, like ILM and Lucasfilm and THX, and started making Apple, and then they made what the hell is that? Oh, I'm gonna die here. People are laughing at me. What the hell is the not DreamWorks, the wow, brain dead. Disney's what Apple kind of Pixar. Thank you.
I was gonna say, darn it,
shoot me in the face. That was an epic brain fart, man. If brain farts stank, this room would be uninhabitable.
Oh my god.
And so, I mean, we saw Lucas do all that when he started building all that technology.
Do you
right?
think Brad Pitt smells like brain farts?
I do. I think he's brain farts and patchouli.
Patchouli.
But I mean, and we've seen it with a bunch of other companies. HP did it. When I was working at HP, this is a lot of the same stuff that they were doing before they split, and they went to HP Inc. and HP Corp, and it was very much of a lot of this same stuff where they started looking at where they could build teams so that they could split it and divide and conquer, so to speak.
But aren't they already technically split because they have DC Comics and then Warner Media? Isn't Warner Media technically their movie division? Yeah,
Warner Brothers. Yeah, but they're still under all of the same. They're still all under AT&T, and they're still kind of all under
the umbrella.
So for them to really kind of split it off, I think they're going to have to take and make DC kind of almost, maybe even, God, fingers crossed they don't make the epic mistake, but they may try and change the name.
I think they need to pull. They kind of need to do like Marvel did and find themselves a Kevin Feige-esque character to drive that division, and it's not gonna be Jim Lee, and it's not gonna be Jeff Johns. They need to move those guys either to television, keep them in television, or move them back to the comics and let somebody else completely run that division and see if that changes it. But
I think they're searching right now. I think they're looking for their Dave Filoni's, their Feige's, that's what they're looking for, that person that can reel it all in.
But who can do that though? Who out there do you think can do that? Kevin Smith? I mean,
I really, when you say it, the first person that comes to mind is Kevin Smith. But I don't know if he's got. Oh boy, I don't know.
He's got the now. If you let him guide it in the direction, and I'm a fucking Kevin Smith fanboy till I die, and I'm gonna say this: if you let him guide it in the direction, but you don't let him direct it, I think you're gonna have good things. Because look what he does with the Flash TV show and Supergirl. If you let him guide it, but you don't let him direct it, I think you're gonna have good things.
I think that's very possible. I mean, when you ask that question, I mean that's the first name that comes to mind is Kevin Smith. But I think time for Kevin Smith is the big trouble because he is so busy with so many things right now. I think he'd be great. He's got just immense knowledge in it. And I've heard some other things that he would like to do. And I agree with him 100%. He's talked about, getting the rights to Sam and Twitch and making a cop show for HBO that would be very much like almost Sopranos-esque, but not quite.
Well, he's doing a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe show for Netflix right now, too.
Right. So. And he's talked about bringing the question. The question would open up a question series on HBO would open up content that nobody has really seen before. A lot of people are unfamiliar with, and it would bring in a whole big giant part of that universe. Just because the question and his whole storyline, he goes in with the Huntress, and the Huntress sees her dad get killed by, again, brain fart, whatever, the big giant fat crazy guy, gangster dude. What's his name? That kills Huntress's dad. Why can't I think? And he has a little boy and. Anyway, that would be a great storyline. You could, go get into some dark.
Oh, what's the name? I forget it. I know you're talking about. I can't remember.
And they show.
No.
They show that whole kind of storyline in. Is that season 2, Justice League Unlimited season 2? I think that it's in, and they a big part of that storyline, and. In that storyline, you also have Green Arrow, you have Black Canary, you have, a bunch of guest appearances. So now you're getting the guest appearances from all those people that already played those characters on WB. So now you're tying your universe back together. You know what I mean? Because now you're showing it on the TV, plus you're showing it now in a more adult setting type of area, with it being on HBO. You can have cussing, you can have sex, you can have booze, you can drugs, rock and roll, whatever the hell you're into. And you know what I mean? They could really tie that all in together, have the whole gangster on the seaside, tonight he sleeps with the fishes kind of thing. Kevin really laid that down in an interview one time, and I was like, dude, that is brilliant. Like, if you launch that, that's $1 billion. That's a moneymaker.
It was Tobias Wells, right? Thank goodness. Well, at least from what I'm seeing. I'm sorry, that was bugging me, man.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't think of it either. I was just like,
yeah. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. That's, the direction, man. It's just the direction. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, Michael Stott says Kevin Smith said in an interview he would never want to do a mainstream DC character movie.
I was about to read that.
Money talks, though. And I think he would totally do it. I think he was referring to directing it. I don't think he would want to direct it, but if you gave him the keys to the DC Kingdom and said, "Let's see what you got," I think he did. I think he does it.
Right, absolutely.
And
and Cookie is right from Just a Little Podcast. Kevin is Kathleen Kennedy of DC. I mean, it's clear. It's a shoe-in. Like, that's a really, and even just sign him to a 5-year contract. Be like, all right, we got you for 5 years. After that, you don't want it. You know, let somebody else try and take the mantle, and then you know, plan like hell for 5 years to
figure out what your next move is.
You know, who's our next guy? Who's our next Feige? Who's our next Dave Filoni?
And I mean, it doesn't even have to do anything other than just to be like, all right, Kevin, this is a script. This is where we're thinking we're going. This is what we want to do. And him say, no, I think you need to do it like this. No, you need to do it like that to make it more accurate. You know, you need to do it like this to stay within continuity. I think that would be a good role for him. Because DC's never had that Kevin Feige type. They've never had that Stan Lee type. Like, it's clear Jeff Johns isn't getting it done. And who knows what the hell Jim Lee's doing behind the scenes, if anything, other than being the face of DC Comics.
Sure.
But, I mean, even Rob Liefeld with Deadpool didn't really do much other than run around and lie and be like, I created Deadpool. You know, it's not like he's the only one that created Deadpool, but
I can't draw the feet, but
I created Deadpool. I did this movie. Marvel and I got this done.
Pouches.
Yeah. And he's got like the shittiest cameo of any like creator I've ever seen. Chris Claremont has a better cameo in Days of Futures Past than Liefeld has in the first Deadpool movie.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of area that they really could do. I just really hope that they're taking the time to take a step back and go and do what I just said. I think they're kind of looking at doing. I really hope that they're looking for that Kevin Smith, that Feige, that Dave Filoni, but who else? I mean, I don't know. There's got to be someone else that could do it.
I don't know. I don't think there is. That's the problem. Who do you turn to in this? Joss Whedon? No.
Well, Michael said it himself. Warner Brothers won't keep their nose and opinions out. Like, I get the financial interest of having DC involved, but if they're gonna have Warner Brothers meddling, which they are, then it comes to a point where you're just like, okay, to separate yourselves and know that you have the strength and quality of your product, or follow Warner Brothers that doesn't know a dang thing about comics blindly into the abyss. And that's kind of what it feels like they're doing, because they've had several half-cocked ideas. I can't put the verdict on the Joker War, but I was so hyped for the Tales from the Dark Multiverse. They kind of played up a little bit and they toned it down, right? And at first it started with a bang and then just slowly got worse from there. And I'm sitting there going, okay, they're going to tie into something. Whatever this event is going to be, they're going to use this again, right? Now, they are just printing out that limited series, mixing each original story they did with, or not each original story, each new story they did with a copy of the story that I drew inspiration from, took that all, put it into a hardcover and threw it out. And that's it. And this is like an example of one of several ideas that DC started. You're like, okay, we'll see how this goes. The Batman event, you know, gonna be good. And then it just is. And that's what it is. Remember the tremendous end of Tom King's Batman? That fizzled. That didn't come with a bang. But that's not just for Tom King. I had to use a Tom King reference just for Matt, just to know I'm still there. But that wasn't Tom. That wasn't just
I missed
like
you for the last 2 weeks, Corbin.
I appreciate that. No, but that
I
wasn't.
was waiting for if they're not going to do Gotham by Gaslight,
Right.
fuck
Oh, I
Warner
was getting
Brothers,
there.
man. They don't know shit anyway. Corbin should be in
He's
charge.
driving that direction. I'm waiting
I was about to
I'm
go.
waiting for that
My
name to
next
come up as
My
the guy who
next
should run
sentence
things.
was, where is DC with the days of inspiration? When stories like Gotham by Gaslight came out and really showed the versatility of
There
DC.
it is.
Welcome back,
You know what I
Corbin. We missed you. You've been missed, Corbin.
Just being able to
Virtual
take
hug, Corbin.
Thank
Virtual
you.
hug, buddy.
and that's where we're at right
Glad
now.
you're with us.
Thank
I
you.
missed you.
It's like DC's playing it safe, and then when they try not to play it safe,
Corbin's like, hold on while I pat myself on the back real quick.
Oh, real. I took the hug from Chad. I just slid that over to a pat.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's like DC's doing that, and when they're not playing it safe, then they're taking all these big ambitious ideas and throwing it out at you, 5G and everything like that, and you know, a different Batman and whatever the case may be. And then it's like they throw it out there, not just because that's what they want to do, but just to see what the people think. And then they're like, no, we're not going to do that. Like, if you're going to do it, do it. And if you're not, don't.
No, I agree totally. I think that they're really trying the market, and they just keep trying the market, and they're like, well, like I said earlier, man, they just keep throwing shit out there, and they're like, does it stick? Does it stick? And it's like, wow, that one didn't work. And it's like, guys,
you
stop
said it.
Throwing shit at the wall, man.
Yeah, it's not sticking.
Start throwing, you know, maybe like deer turds, you know, little pellets or something. Throw a couple of those out there, you know, get a small group, and you know, I don't know, executives, and Michael said it, and he probably said it the best. If the executives who've never read a comic book and they have the final say come out and they're like, no, we're not going to do that, then it's screwed. The pooch is done. You've done screwed the pooch. It's over. Yep. They need to hand it off to someone who reads comics, who has the time and the energy to put into it. Pay them well. Let them help you. Listen to what they're going to say. If I was an executive, I would say, look, I'm losing money. I don't like losing money. I like making money. How can I make money? I know there's this wonderful thing called the internet.
What?
Maybe I could get on there and find people that have podcasts, and I'll show all these great nerds and geeks and people that are already talking about it, and I'll pull them, 4 or 5 of them in, and I'll show them some of this shit, and I'll ask them what they think. And then when they go, dude, that's trash, if you release that, you're gonna get freaking.
The sad fact with that is, do you know how much money they would waste? Because you're not gonna make any of us fanboys happy. So every time they show that movie, you're gonna get, dude, that's trash. Redo it. You know,
no, they could make a lot of people look at Marvel and all. There's a bunch of Marvel movies that they could have brought in 10 podcasters, and they'd have been like, dude, that's fucking epic.
The reason I was saying no to Chad is not because it's not a good idea, because it is. Just DC's stupid, and they're not going to think that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a perfect idea. Fan feedback. Like Matt's saying, you're not going to please everybody, but at least please somebody. That's all DC has.
Yeah.
Marvel doesn't please everybody, but they do please a decent subset of the community. DC has a special way of leaving everybody disappointed.
Yep.
So what are you doing? Like, yeah, okay, they're trying to cater for this home run. It's like they don't know what we all know, which is, no, you can't please everybody, but you can get a majority, and it's not that freaking difficult. Just be in touch with the community.
And if you don't know what we all know, now you know.
Now you know.
And that's half the battle.
That is that G.I. Joe, baby.
I mean, take 10 podcasters, put them in there. Take 10 kids between 8 and 10, put them in there. Take 10 kids between 13 and 18 and put them in there. Take 10, regular adults, male and female, who don't have anything to do with comic books, don't have any knowledge whatsoever, don't have any background or history, except for maybe a little bit because it's been on TV. It's already hyped up. Everybody knows a little something nowadays. Put them in there. And then break it down from there. Okay, this many kids between 8 and 10 told us, fuck off. This many kids between 18 and 22 told us, it was all right. It wasn't great. It kind of lost my attention,
Oh, so you're saying they should take a survey? Like,
a
focus group.
Canvas the community.
Go figure. You should go back to the way that we used to do shit in the old days.
We're thinking about pitching this Batman movie, and you're a part of this focus group, and here's what we're going to have. Set Victorian England. A Batman searches for Jack the Ripper.
And when he takes off his bat suit, he glitters like a freaking dumb vampire movie. Do you think it'll sell? No, I don't. I think you're going to piss off a lot of people. Nobody wants to see sparkly bats.
I'm all for sparkly bats.
I mean, I like sparkly bats as much as the next person. But no, you're right. You're right. It's just, but that's the thing. Like, I can't even think of any ideas that they could use. Like, I can't think of any. Like, okay, let's finish out Joker War, and then there's 3 Jokers,
which starts
then,
on Wednesday.
Exactly, and then what after? You know what I mean? Like what's next? You can't keep throwing these other crisis big events. You've already done all this to Batman. You have I'm forgetting the name, but what's that called? Flip. The Scott Snyder thing going on.
The Snyder Cut.
Oh, DC's Death or Dark Knight Death Metal.
There you go, Death Metal. Yeah. So like, I don't know, just do something like that. Like, do something. Damn.
Well, and here's an idea. Why don't you quit fucking with Batman? You have 1,000,001 entities.
True
And
that.
all you do is keep fucking with Batman. Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop. Get a good Batman, sign him to a 10-movie contract, and have him do little appearances and little cameos and little guest spots, and have Batman as a backup character. You know why Justice League cartoon works? Because not every episode's about Batman. We all love Batman. We all want to see Batman in there. But you don't have to have Batman as the mainstay of every freaking movie over and over and over. They
just keep going to that well. The well's dry.
Batman
then
sells.
They mix it again and go into the well again. And that's not a well anymore. It's just spit and dirt.
Yeah. Try something new. Get
Batman
a
sells.
good
Does.
Justice League story going. You're still going to have Batman. Stop trying to make Batman such a main, in-your-face character. Start playing the keys of Batman. He's dark. He's quiet. He's in the shadows. He makes comments. He walks up and he says snide little remarks like, I know all your secrets. I'll fucking kill you all. And then he disappears because he's Batman. That's what he does.
There you go.
You know?
I know all your secrets. I'll fucking kill you all.
Exactly. See?
I'll fucking kill you all.
That for Batman. Start the petition. Did you hear that, boys?
Start the petition.
Start the petition.
Fucking, I'll kill you all.
I'd just like to really see him play with more characters. You know, Black Canary, Huntress, Green Arrow. They did those TV shows. They kind of chopped them and dropped them. You still have all those people that you could get in there. How many women would still love to see Steve Amell come in and show up and do his abs thing and play Green Arrow for 20 minutes in the Justice League show? Boom! You already have this. You already have everything laid out for you. Put it together. Put it together. Put the whole puzzle together. You have all the pieces. Start doing a question. Start doing a Huntress. Start dropping little nuggets here and there. That's why Marvel worked.
Well, and it amazes me that the disconnect that has never been figured out is why can they do good on TV, but they can't transition that to the big screen? Where is this disconnect that they can put out quality TV shows that people are into? Because Stargirl was one of the most talked about shows over this pandemic. How do you put out a show like that and you can't transition that to movies?
I think a big part of it's because they try and pack too much too fast into too little. And it's like, you know, if that's your play, then don't do it.
Oh, you mean on the shows?
No, I mean on the movies. They try and pack so much. Their
they do
TV
the exact
shows are
opposite
good.
of the comics. They just drag and drag and drag and drag it out.
Right. And Matt's perfectly on point. I agree. Their TV shows work because they know they have all this time to tell this story and get it in there and do it right. And then I don't know, they feel like they have to drag it out in comic books because they've got to make that Enterprise last and last and last. And then like, okay, we only have a 2-hour movie. How much of that shit can we pack into one? How much? We have 50 pounds of shit. Can we pack it in a 2-pound bag? Can we just stuff that thing full? Is it gonna? It's ripping at the seams, boys. I don't think we're gonna make it.
And they say no, and you go, "Oh, there's a chance."
Michael Stout brings up 2 interesting remarks in the chat. He says Blackest Night, as far as DC's recent big events, was probably their last good event. I disagree on that point.
Really?
And he says, why can they make amazing animated movies but shit the bed with live action movies? I disagree with that point as well. Their recent animated movies. Hey, Kyle, what's up? Kyle! Woo, Kyle! The recent animated movies have been butt. Okay.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? The ones in line with
the Killing Joke sucked.
Yeah, I have a thought on that though.
Killing Joke sucked. The Batman fucking Harley Quinn movie. What was that abomination?
That was a wet dream of what's his face? The guy who's behind. Now I gotta look it up. Jeez, Bruce Timm. There you go.
Batman was Batman Son of Robin. That movie wasn't very good.
You didn't think it was good?
No, I didn't care for that movie either. I didn't care for the Gotham by Gaslight.
Flashpoint was
all
solid.
the animated features.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
so
well,
good.
Gotham by Gaslight was good. I don't know what you're talking about.
I loved the Son of
Gaslight was
Batman. I
solid.
loved.
And
I thought they did.
And they mixed the two stories together to make a fully featured film, which is what The Killing Joke suffered at, and even to a lesser extent, Batman: The Dark Knight Returns did, because there was so much story in Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. They split into two. They could just give us a 2-hour movie straight up. They didn't have to do the two different sides, right? Whereas The Killing Joke, it would have been just a 30-minute movie, just going through everything they did. So they lengthened it out with this stupid Batgirl stuff that just was off place and had no fit in. That's where they messed up. But Batman Under the Red Hood, that was awesome.
It was amazing.
Man,
Yes, Batman Under the Red Hood, Mask of the Phantasm, Batman Year One.
You know what? One second.
Those are all really good, but I didn't care for like Batman Red Sun, or Superman Red Sun. I mean, there's
It
a lot
wasn't
of
great, but it was okay.
like there's a lot of the animated movies I wasn't a huge fan of.
All right,
but-
rapid fire. Tell me your thoughts.
No,
Batman
yeah,
Gotham Knight.
maybe. Oh,
Batman Gotham Knight sucked. I didn't like the anime style on it. It was a movie set between two of the Batman movies, whatever. Batman Year One.
I like Batman Year One.
Okay, that's one. Batman Under the Red Hood, we liked. Batman Bad Blood.
I enjoyed it.
I liked that one too. Batman vs. Robin.
No,
Batman Son of Batman.
no,
Oh, I did enjoy that.
Okay, Batman The Dark Knight Returns.
no.
Yes.
I didn't even
Pretty
care for
good.
the Dark Knight Returns
What?
animated. I did not. Nope.
Whoa.
Wow.
Assault on Arkham. Don't really remember that. So there you go. The Killing Joke.
It was okay. It just it was kind of, it felt like filler, but
There
it
you
was
go.
okay.
Okay. Batman Harley Quinn was trash. Batman Gotham by Gaslight was amazing, in my opinion, or
It
at
was
least a
good. They
solid.
did a good job.
Thank you.
And it had solid animation. The
Yes.
animation through it was very seamless. They
It was-
did a very good job.
And they even had it was set great, in my opinion. And the Jim Gordon twist was awesome. Anyway, Batman Ninja. That was the weirdest movie
Yeah, that
I
movie
remember
sucked.
watching.
I expected it to be weird because I knew that they were going to have to go to a whole nother level of, I don't want to say anime, but anime. You know, they had to take that to a very Japanese level, and I've watched quite a bit of the anime before and manga and all of that, and they have that style. So that's kind of what I was expecting going into it.
Yeah.
So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought that I thought it was great, man. I thought it was cool.
I thought the animation was cool. It just threw me with some of the themes, but okay, we can put solid movie. And then you have the Batman Return of the Cape Crusaders. That was the 1960s homage. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, great.
Yes.
Batman Mystery of the Batwoman, not great.
No.
And then Batman, Superman, Batman, Public Enemies, and Apocalypse.
Batman Superman Apocalypse is a trash movie. They should just call that Supergirl Origins, is essentially what that movie should be called. Because that movie focuses so much more on Supergirl
And Batman, Superman.
than Batman.
That was
Superman.
18 Batman movies over the past 23 years.
But let's also look, because there's a bunch in there that weren't in that box set that are.
Judas Contract.
Judas Contract was amazing.
That was a good one, yes.
Justice League versus Teen Titans. That was a great one.
Okay.
The Wonder Woman. Look at that Wonder Woman movie. If you look at the
That new one?
animated feature and then you go watch the live action movie, Why did the live action movie do so well? Because they followed the animation movie. It's very close, and both are incredibly well done. They were a hit. Why? Because it's good. They followed the animated movie.
So I think what I'm getting out of this discussion is that DC is very hit or miss in all mediums, and Marvel's just a powerhouse in everything they do.
No, that's not true.
No, well, you're fine.
Marvel animation blows.
Yeah.
They have dropped the ball left and right. Now, a lot of people didn't like it, but I thoroughly enjoyed the Marvel Knights, like still action movies that they did. That big run, they did a couple X-Men, they did Spiderwoman, they did God, what else did they? Oh, Thor. They did there was a bunch of them, and God, I loved them. Because they were very comic book style. They would take, and it wasn't a whole lot of animation, but they would take a still frame and they would move, the character around slightly in front of it. But it was almost, boy, it's hard to explain. It's almost, God, I loved them, especially the
Like
Spider-Woman. Yeah, I loved the style because it gave it that comic book page by page feel in an animated form. So I thought that Marvel did really good there, but a lot of people didn't like them. And I get it. It's not animation. It's stop motion animation almost. And so other than that, Marvel really hasn't done any cartoons that I really enjoyed.
They haven't done cartoon movies in years.
Yeah, it's been a while. And they still have, the episodes of cartoon shit, but they did some Avengers ones. They did the Young Avengers. They did, what was the other ones? They've had a few. Nothing major, nothing great. Look at all the Justice League Final Frontier. Great movie. Justice League, there's so many Justice Leagues out there that they did animated features that all of those are really good.
How do we feel about the last Justice League movie?
Live action?
Yeah. Oh, no. The cartoon. The one that ended the animated cartoon. The animated one. The one that ended everything.
I don't think I've watched it.
It was good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good.
Where Darkseid takes over, half of the heroes get killed drastically. That one, yeah. You thought it was okay?
Yeah. You mean the Justice League Dark?
Yeah, what's it called?
The new one, Justice League Dark. So that's the second one with
Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was I loved it. And now a lot of people didn't understand that was the second one. The first one came out a few years ago. Now that's the storyline that, again, I think they should be pushing and moving with, and supposedly they are. I think that you have a lot of characters in there that really open up a whole nother world of what you can move forward with, because you still have your Batman and your Robins. You're not tied down to one Robin. And I'd love to see him start doing more Damian stuff. But now you're talking, they're going to bring in Constantine. They're going to bring in Zatanna. They're going to bring in Etrigan. They're going to bring in all of that. Just is, I love that storyline. I love all those characters. So to be able to watch and see them move that forward and bring in, Constantine, that's your next Batman. Why are you not utilizing Keanu Reeves in Constantine? He says he wants to do it. You're going to get every nerd, every woman, every person on the planet into that theater, into their couch to watch Keanu Reeves as Constantine. You got to find a good Etrigan. You got to find a good Zatanna. And boom, there's your storyline. You got it. Bang. There's your characters.
What Chad segues into something good here is one of the biggest names in the comics over last weekend right now, Donny Cates, the hottest name in comics, said that he was being interviewed for Mainframe Comic-Con online, and he said that he has work and he has deals in the works with DC on a 5-year Batman run. That he said, granted, some of it doesn't work anymore, but he wants to take a crack at it, and he also wants to take a crack at Constantine. Do you think someone like Donny Cates could come over and shoot DC Comics in the arm with what he's doing with every Marvel book he touches? I mean, look, he took Venom and made it the hottest book in Marvel right now. He took Thor, and he's making it the hottest book in Marvel right now. Do you think someone like Donny Cates has what it takes to come over to DC, take a character like Batman and Constantine, shoot him in the arm, and give him that juice that they need to be at the forefront of the industry again?
I do.
I mean, I would hope, he's not giving me reason not to think so, I guess. I feel like he's just going to do enough. I mean, I don't know. Didn't they think the same for Tom King?
Yeah,
Saving
but
Batman.
Donny Cates is a whole different kind of monster than Tom King.
Well, yeah, he's a good writer. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's a great writer.
Tom King's a good writer, too. Just because you didn't like his Batman run, he did fantastic stuff on other books. But
I'm kidding. He did. All
he
jokes aside.
He hasn't gone into the realm Donny Cates has, where Donny Cates took over, like I said, Thor, and made it one of the top-selling books of Marvel right now. Took over, the last 2 months, Thor has been one of the most talked about books. And then this whole entire pandemic, Venom and Null have been the most talked about thing in comics. Donny Cates is a hype machine, and he's working that machine like a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And
so here's the thing, and this even goes to what I was just saying. So let's look at Donny Cates, because that's an outstanding, perfect analogy, Matt. You got to look.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in the director's seat.
That's
why I'm in the big chair.
That's
why I'm in the big chair.
He brings the good info.
That's why I get the number one spot on the screen.
That's why you make all the podcast money.
That's why I make the podcast money.
Them podcasts.
Bagging aboard it, keep Matt's pockets loaded.
That's right.
Just like we were saying earlier, you got to have that guy, Kevin Smith, and he's given direction. Here, this is what I want you to do, blah, blah, blah. So now you bring in Donny Cates and you go, I need you to make books, and these are the books that I need you to make. So Donny Cates came in. He made that whole Silver Surfer Black, which now is tying into Thor, which is tying into the Venom. So all these 3 characters that he's been writing is all coming into one. He's merging all of this into one universe, right?
Right.
And
he's
we're
taking
seeing it
basically
happen right
everything
before.
cosmic and slamming it together.
Right. So now you take Donny and you give him the Etrigan, the demon. You give him Constantine. You give him, a couple of those characters, and you let him forge all 4 of those books or 5 of those books in a small mini series, and then 2 really long runs or 3 really long runs, and bring that whole dark universe of Justice League Dark together, and really write that story and get it in there, and better yet, don't even make it books.
Hey.
Release the books later. Make it a TV show. Make it 4 TV shows, and slowly merge them into each other and let it play out.
My problem with Donny Cates is I think he's got ambitious ideas, and that's what his new thing with Image crossover is an ambitious idea. But if that fails, I think people look at him differently.
It's very possible.
And
I'm not saying that there isn't another Donny Cates out there. I would really like to see. I'm gonna drop some weight back, boys. I would like to see a no name that they pulled off the street.
Oh, no
good
names.
writer.
No names.
And get a good writer that has very low credit or low recognizability, and bring him in and be like, we need you to take these 3 books, 4 books, these characters, bring them in there, merge them together. How are you going to do it?
And there's names that are sitting out there too that are primed to pick.
They just need me.
Cena Grace.
We need you, Corban.
Cena Grace did great things on Iceman. Granted, he got caught up in not being backed in politics. Put it the best way you can put it is politics, is because he was getting death threats and racial and sexual slurs thrown at him for his orientation on Twitter, and wasn't backed up by Marvel and got in trouble for defending himself. But he's a fantastic writer. He could do good stuff. Gregory Schoen, who did Raygun, who's a friend of the show, could do good shit. There's writers out there that can do good stuff, but the problem is they're just not going to get the shot. They're not going to get that chance. They're not going to get looked at. Star Wars.
The retreads of Star Wars. They're going to go with the retreads because when in doubt, that's what they know to do. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, give it to Dan Jurgens, man. He did great work.
I mean, how many times
on Batman Beyond?
If you're DC, how many times are you going to go back to the Scott Snyder well? I don't know how many times over the last 5 years I've heard Scott Snyder saying, "This is my last Batman story." All-Star Batman. That's it. That's our last Batman story. Well, brother Greg and I got one more in Batman Metal.
You said it like
huh?
You said it the way he does. Yep. My brother Greg and I got one more.
This is it. This is our last Batman story. Oh, well, brother Greg and I got one more in Dark Knight's Death Metal. We got one more in us.
And it goes back to what I was saying. Stop shoving Batman down everybody's throat. If you continue to keep shoving Batman down everyone's throat, people are going to get burned out. Look at the Eagles. How many people today listen to the Eagles? Not nearly many at all. You know why?
Eagles?
Because everybody's tired of hearing the Eagles. Followed up by Fleetwood Mac. Followed up by Steve Miller Band. Followed up by
Shut your
Leonard
mouth about
Skinner.
Steve Miller Band and Leonard
Nobody
Skinner.
fucking wants to hear it anymore.
Freebird.
The 70s are over.
Freebird.
There's more fucking music out there than 4 bands. Stop fucking shoving Batman. Give Batman a rest.
Those are fighting words, bro.
Keep him just on the even keel. Make people want Batman again.
You want to give Batman a rest? Guess what? Brother Greg and I are going to do one more Last Night on Earth story. Let's go. We got Batman Last Night on Earth Part 2. Brother Greg and I. Let's go. One more.
Last Night on Earth Part 2.
Yep.
How does that work? It can't be the Last Night on Earth if there's a Part fucking 2. It's like the end of the days. Part 2.
Last Night on Earth Part 2. It was all a dream.
The days. They're over.
We used to read Wizard magazine.
For real this time. Exactly.
No, but for real this time. For the reals.
Yeah.
For the
Last
reals
Night on Last Night on Earth for real this time. But so, what do we think? Sticking on DC, because I mean everything's DC because of fandom tomorrow. Thoughts on Batfleck coming back? I know Corban was pretty hyped for that. It is only for one movie. It's for one movie and whatever reshoots they got to do for Scott Snyder cut.
Wow.
I wouldn't bring him back for a fucking cameo.
You are cold. Having Ben Affleck back as Batman for me is like, again, it feels like this is Corbin's greatest hits right now. But everyone knows, as much as I love
it's like you chose the best week to come back. You're like, it's DC everything. This is my time to shine.
Yes. Let's go.
I'm gonna light this up, bitches.
Yeah.
Let's go. No.
Just LeBron and baby powder your hands. And
yeah, I mean, listen, that's all.
Yeah.
You know, I do it for the fans, man. You know, I've been reading. Anyway, I'm not going to go on LeBron later. Point being, as much as I love Gotham by Gaslight, my favorite of all time is Batman the Dark Knight Returns. Exactly. Batman the Dark Knight Returns. Good shout out there. I see that call out there, Matt. Batman the Dark Knight Returns is my favorite one. And this Ben Affleck Batman is the closest approximation of that I think I'm ever going to get. I doubt they're ever going to do a Batman the Dark Knight Returns live action. They're just not. This is the closest thing we're going to get. Now, the fan reaction sucked because Zack Snyder didn't know how to articulate how he felt about this Batman. That wasn't the DC Batman we all know. That was a different type of Batman. In this venue that he has now, in this Flashpoint movie, he can continue to be the Batman that he was in Justice League, or the Batman that he was in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and it works without a hitch. And that's why I'm excited. Also, I'm a sucker for nostalgia and closure. Ask my exes. You know, I like things to end in a nice, neat bow. You know, if it ends abruptly, I give it a couple weeks. I mean, that's what I do. Like, if things end badly, I give it a couple weeks. I come back and I go, hey, I wish you the best. I just want to make sure we're okay.
Erica, fat fleck.
Oh, wow. No. But the point being, we're getting buff Batman again. He's going to break some necks and just do some good stuff. I'm just so hyped.
No, dude, he's not.
He's going to make the most ass-kicking cameo we've ever seen from a Batman since Val Kilmer, who in my mind is still the best Batman we've ever seen on camera.
2021 is going to be like the year of the fucking Batman, or 2022, whichever they do it, because you're going to have 3 Batmans in the span of a year or 2 years. You're going to have R-Pats.
Boom.
You're going to have fucking Affleck or Affleck and fucking Michael Keaton. The only man who deserves a little respect on his name, Michael Keaton.
Val Kilmer too. Let's not sleep on Batman.
He's not coming back, Corban, so don't even bring him up in this conversation.
Listen, they're saving him for Batman Beyond.
Oh my god. No.
I know.
Keaton should have been saved for Batman Beyond.
I'd like to see him save Keaton for Batman Beyond. He would do a really good job in that role. Other than that, don't bring him back. There's absolutely no reason to.
Telling you, $1 million fucking idea. Batman Beyond, Michael Keaton as old man Bruce Wayne.
And I can buy that. I can go for that. But I just can't see them. Why fucking bring him back? Why? Just stop.
To play Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint Batman.
But he's not going to be in a suit.
I think he'll be in a suit.
I think it'll be okay. And
you don't think you're going to see him in the Flashpoint Batman suit? I goddamn guarantee you will.
Goddamn guarantee.
Guarantee.
Matt done got them guaranteed. No, but okay. I mean, that'd be cool if we do.
I don't think. Fuck, dude. I don't even think I can keep it with Kyle because I'm like right here and I'm already sweating.
Yeah, you're already. Yeah.
Goddamn,
diggy dong, bump remix. But anyway, yeah. I'm glad that they're at least bringing him back for something. We'll see this movie, when I'm 34 or whatever. But
and you'll go, fuck it. It still sucks. It's shitty then, and it's still crap.
I still have hope for Justice League. So,
yeah.
Whoa.
If they're they need to reboot. If they're gonna do a Justice League, they gotta reboot. They got Wonder Woman.
$1 million idea. Fat Colin. Yep. That's right.
Time out real quick because I went to YouTube for the comments and I stayed on YouTube to screen, and so I didn't see until like a couple seconds later because of the time delay. But Chad just put out a comic. I need to see that comic again, Chad. Yeah, that's why I said whoa, and I realized that this isn't live. I'm reacting to something that happened a couple seconds ago. Oh snap! Oh yeah, that's beautiful. All right, cool. That's what I need to see. Thank you for that. That was glorious. Anyway, yeah, Fat Colin. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they can do. They should never. I mean, is Henry Cavill back as Superman?
I just think that they're not casting well. They're not. I don't know why. They've got great people. They've got so many people they can cast from. I think that they try and bring in too big of names. And I think it bites them in the butt.
Every time.
The best, not everybody likes him, but the best received Batman was Christian Bale. And not everybody likes him, but he was the best received overall. He was, again, not a huge name. He was a name, but he just wasn't a giant name. And I think that they miss that mark on doing that a lot. And again, I think they need to go into other realms and just leave Batman alone for a little while. Like they've done it all. Perfect example. If I was going to cast like the Dark Knight Returns and I was going to make the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Returns and I was going to do it like the comic book because I wanted to make it good, because that's the only way you're going to get Frank Miller's on the screen. You're going to have to follow that comic book pretty damn close to appease and make people happy. The only person you can cast as the big, ugly, nasty Frank Miller Batman is that big ogre dude from Sin City that was just all beat up and ugly looking, but he just looked tougher than a brick shithouse.
Tougher than a $2 steak.
Yeah, I mean, the guy was he just looked like, and he would be perfect for Frank Miller's, Dark Knight. That would be perfect.
Mhm.
You could put that mofo in some spandex and he'd still fill it out like a bad dude. I mean, that guy's he's just this big ogre ugly of a guy. And Frank Miller's Batman, Dark Knight, was just a big ugly ogre of a guy. They don't pay attention to casting. I think it hurts them, and I think that if they're going to do it, they need to keep Batman in the pictures, in the TV shows, and everything. Keep him in the background. Keep him as that character that we know and love, the brooding question maker that comes in and drops the knowledge and drops the mic and walks out, because that's Batman.
Yeah, in its pure form.
I think we've beat the topic of Batman and DC and all that to the fucking smithereens. Let's move on to a little bit more interesting news that I'm sure Chad is ready to talk about. And that is that it was either yesterday or Wednesday. News came out that Olivia Wild has been tapped to direct a female-led Marvel movie. Speculation is running rampant that it's going to be Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. I'm going to pass the question to you guys. Do you think it's going to be Jessica Drew? And why is it really going to be Spider-Gwen?
I think it'll probably be Spider-Gwen, even if I'm not sure I like that idea. I feel like Chad has more to say about this than I do.
No, I want to have you. I'll let you go. You stir it up.
I mean, okay, so we were just talking about how, I don't know. I just feel like, is that really the best fit?
And the other call is for her to step from behind the camera.
Oh, she's directing it, though.
She's directing it, but they're also calling for her to play Jessica Drew.
Jessica Drew and not Spider-Gwen?
Yeah, they're calling for her. They're saying that she's going to be doing the Spider-Woman movie and that they want her to play Jessica Drew. Now,
I guess she's old enough to play Jessica Drew.
In my research...
What else has this chick been in?
Olivia Wild's been in a ton of stuff.
House is what she's mainly known for.
She was in The Change Up with Ryan Reynolds.
Cowboys and Aliens.
Yeah, she was in Tron Legacy.
Right.
Yeah, she was.
She's married to comedian Jason Sudeikis.
So basically, she's okay.
She directed the movie. God damn it, School Smart, I think it's called. I want to say it is with Beanie Feldstein.
I'm not.
Oh no, Booksmart. Sorry, Booksmart.
Yeah, I'm definitely not blown away. But I mean, it's possible. And you know what I say? If you got a shot, go take the shot. But if so, I mean, I think a better actor than a director, is that a far-fetched claim to say?
But no, I think she's gonna be a fine director for it. But all she did was the news came out and she released a Twitter post of an emoji of a spider. So automatically everybody went fucking wild with it's Spider-Woman, it's Spider-Woman, it's Spider-Woman. And I did research, and it does not look
Whatever. Your research was you called up Grizz.
No. I did research.
This is what's going to happen.
No, I did research. And in my research, nowhere can anyone definitively say Sony has the right to make this movie. So they're saying that she's going to direct a Sony Spider-Man movie. And nowhere does it say that Sony has the right to Spider-Woman and everyone's putting that together and speculators are running wild with this Spider-Woman stuff. But what most people don't know is Spider-Woman and Spider-Man aren't connected. They're not under the same entity. So just because Sony has the rights to Spider-Man does not mean they have the rights to Spider-Woman.
Right.
So
I mean, they have the rights to Morbius. They have the rights to a couple other things.
They have the rights to the Spider-Man universe.
Who has the rights to Spider-Woman? Do we know that?
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
I could not find that. So something
But
tells me
they
that
do have Spider Universe rights.
yes, they
Universal
have.
rights.
So, well, Sony has rights to Spider-Man and all the Spider-Man rogues. So that's why they can make the Morbius movie. That's why they can make Kraven the Hunter.
Right,
That's why they can
right.
make Silver Sable. That's why they can
Right.
make, all this stuff. But nowhere was I able to confirm that they have Spider-Woman rights.
They don't
So-
specifically have them. Interesting.
So that leads me to believe, why wouldn't you capitalize on Gwen right now? She's the hottest thing, one of the hottest things in comics right next to
Gwen
Miles.
Burn.
Okay, Brian. And or even go with their Ghost Spider persona, or why not Silk?
Silk. Ooh.
I'd like to see
Okay.
Silk.
Okay.
Silk
I'm
would be
listening.
good.
I'm like, yeah. Silk though. Now that I like. That's a good idea.
I could see Silk. I don't know, with the new Spider-Woman book coming out, I could see where they'd really like to try and push that market, because they've been putting a lot of Spider-Woman content out as of recently, trying to revamp it, trying to boost it up. It's a strong female character, but Ghost Spider is definitely a strong female character right now, especially with Miles and that age group. We're seeing a big push. Your Ahsoka Tano's, you're seeing all of that.
Yeah, the young female heroine is definitely like the hot commodity.
Absolutely. But they know that they already have that. So here's my what if thought. They don't have a Harley Quinn. They don't have that mid-range, mid-age
Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Nope.
Nebula.
Nope.
No, Thor. I mean, Jane Foster, Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean,
maybe depending on how well the movie does or goes, I could see it.
as a Spider-Woman fan, because I know you're a big Spider-Man fan, do you think a Spider-Man woman movie makes sense?
I do. I really do.
Does it make sense outside of a new Avengers team?
Yes.
You think it makes sense for her to have a standalone outside of the new Avengers team?
Yes. Because then it gives you the opportunity to later bring her into any Avengers MCU that you want to jump her into. Just like they did with all of the other movies, just like they did with Iron Man, just like they did with Captain America, just like they did. They told those stories, then they brought them in, aside from Ant-Man.
Do you think they go, if they are in fact going Spider-Woman, do you think they go Ultimate Universe Peter Parker clone?
Oof.
Or do you think they just go straight?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know. I think it
Guys,
it plays hard on what they signed in that contract when they bought a lot of those rights, and whether or not they can still use Tom Holland,
Did you
and
just
whether
shit
or
yourself,
not they
Corban?
can
no,
do all that.
so I had muted myself to get up for a second and get some water, right? Come back down. It took me a second. I'm looking at y'all two on the screen, looking at the camera. I've been talking for like the last 30 seconds going, yep, totally agree. I'm like, why aren't they even acknowledging? I look down, it's a black spot. I'm rusty, y'all. I'm rusty. I'm sorry. I'm over here. Chad just said, when you just said the Spider-Man clone, I went, no, that's kind of bold. I don't know. And then like Chad just kept going like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, wait a second. I'm not here.
They're just ignoring me. What the fuck is going on?
Exactly. I'm tripping. I just wanted to laugh about it. Okay, we're back. I'm listening though. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I think that they have a good chance. I think they have a good chance at tying Spider-Woman in with the Hydra that we already know from Captain America. So I could see them kind of dropping that whole and bringing that whole Hydra story back in a little bit.
Okay.
And I'd love to see the Red Skull again. I would love to see some of that storyline, some of that.
But there's the other thing. They can't use that storyline, that Hydra storyline, in the Sony universe. Because they don't unless there's something in that underlying Spider-Man deal that allows them to do it.
Exactly. And that's where I'm building up to, is we don't know why they renegotiated that second renegotiation. Remember when Tom Holland and all that was all of a sudden off the board and they weren't going to do it, and Sony was going to yank all this stuff, and Disney came back and said, no, wait.
Phone.
We're going to sweeten some deals and throw some more honey in the pot. We don't know what that second deal that allowed all that other stuff that we're now seeing. We don't know what was involved in that. And I kind of got a funny hunch and feeling, my spidey sense is tingling, that there was probably some good stuff in there. I think that they already knew about Morbius and that they were like, okay, we'll let you do Morbius, but we'd like to maybe do something with Spider-Woman and Spider-Man and tie some more of this other stuff in. And they were like, oh, Spider-Woman, nobody cares about that. Fuck it, hell yeah, here you go. We'll sell you that for $1 million. And meanwhile, Marvel is looking, going, all right, now we can launch that new Spider-Woman line and bring out the new comic book, bring out all the variants, toss in all the extra covers. People are going to suck it up. We're going to put her on every fucking cover that we can get her on. If you don't believe me, man, I'm broke because of it. I mean, she was on.
Look at the Eternals relaunch.
Yeah.
40 different variant covers for number 1 of Eternals. Like, are you serious right now? 40 different variants. And I guarantee you, each one of those motherfuckers is going to be $5.99.
Oh, easy.
Exactly. So it makes me wonder if Marvel didn't go back to that board and we all know, just like we just got done talking about for an hour, DC is dropping the ball. So Marvel walks in and they're like, give us, Spider-Woman for $1 million or $10 million. And they're like, all right, fucking Spider-Woman. She's burnt. Nobody's fucking doing anything with her. And the whole while, Marvel was sitting there like with a new game plan of, hey, this is how we're going to play this out and tie this all together and do a big giant, Spider-Woman with this and with that and Captain America and Hydra, and fucking watch us tie all this universe back in, and nobody ever saw it coming.
Or unless they just
that's in there.
Marvel just came to the table and like, look, here's a list of characters we don't ever intend to use, or they're not in our 10-year plan. Take your pick. And Spider-Woman was just on there, and they're like, oh, well okay.
We'll work with that.
We'll share that, But
sure. Absolutely. And Spider-Woman is she has never been a giant, huge mainstay, big entity. But one of the great things about Marvel is that they placate to a lot of those non-big entity people, and they bring them and make them big.
I would say she actually had a bigger role in Ultimate Spider-Man than she ever did in 616 mainstream.
Yeah,
sure.
So,
absolutely.
Expand upon and branch out, almost like they did Guardians of the Galaxy. And maybe if they want to throw, her in with the remaining continuity and do whatever the plan is, amend on the fly, then they can do that. But without, they have the luxury of having their own little sandbox with which to play with these characters, see what sticks. They're doing what DC should do. Hate to tie back to DC, but you get what I mean.
God damn it, Corban. Tying back to DC.
I know, I'm sorry. It's my one weakness.
That's all Corban wants to talk about is DC.
I mean, but how can we spin Marvel? Take Marvel, take out the M, take away the R, take away the VEL, add a D and a C, and you have DC. Oh my God. I think that's what we need to be looking at.
It's a conspiracy.
Exactly.
It's all a giant cover-up.
It's all a giant crisis, like Christ on Infinite Earths. No.
So what I'm getting is Chad's down for a Spider-Woman movie.
I'd like to see it. I think it's a non-mainstream that a lot of people may not see coming that could be really, really good. It's easy to knock it out of the park because you already have low expectations from all of the super intense critics that are geeks on podcasts and read, Spider-Woman comic books and, watch the cartoons. And, she's not a giant, huge enterprise. And so it's easy to please and appease a mass audience because nobody already has a giant expectation
of what it's going to be or what can come out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
But you don't see the mainstream being like, oh, Spider-Woman, she's got to be just like Spider-Man or Spider-Gwen from that animated movie. And then
they would probably have to go heavy on the marketing like they did with Captain Marvel to make her stand out. But they've done that. Like, oh, she's not like the others. Now, in Captain Marvel, they made her
she's not
faster,
like the
higher,
others.
stronger, or whatever. But in this case, like, differentiated. Like, I think it'll even strike up more information about who the heck is Spider-Woman for the mainstream, just by having that casting and seeing what happens from there. And then go on from there. Like, I don't think once the product comes out that it'll be any way confused with Spider-Man. But that's why you have to do it and see what happens,
Not only that, but you have the opportunity to bring in some of those Spider fans that are like, okay, this might be a little bit like Spider-Man. I could check this out. This will be cool. And you're going to show them this strong female character that's super badass, comes in, starts beating the crap out of Hydra. Now you have the chance to throw all kinds of Hydra symbol all over because the Wookiee loves the Hydra symbol. I don't know why, man. I just love that octopus. Hydra symbol is badass. And they don't use it enough. They could bring back in the Red Skull. They could bring back in and tie. I think she's a good tie-in because she's been in so many things. Just quick little here I am. So, why not take and want that character and utilize it? But with all that said, I would like to see Silk. I could give two shits about Captain Marvel.
Not a fan? What?
I'm really not.
9.8.
Never have been. Probably never will be. She's an okay character, but whatever.
Michael Stott says Marvel made billions of dollars off a tree and a raccoon. They can make money with Spider-Woman.
Very true.
Exactly.
Great way to boil that down. That's exactly. You're right.
DC's got Harley Quinn. Marvel doesn't have a.
Well, you've seen what they've done with Harley Quinn.
Female character.
You're right. Yeah, they kind of
they've wrecked her. But
if you haven't seen Birds of Prey yet, it's on fucking HBO. Watch that fucking chemical plant fire.
No.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
I got it from the library for free, and I put it on my desk to watch, and I looked at the disc, and a day passed, another day passed, and then I just brought it back. And I still don't regret it.
Chemical plant fire.
No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets.
I took that thing back. I was like, here, y'all can have it. How'd you watch it? How'd you like it? I said, I don't know.
The other big piece of news this week is that Disney is rumored to be adding an adult-only section for R-rated Fox and MGM films to Disney Plus. Does that make you guys any more excited for Disney Plus? If you don't already have it.
Now while they're charging $30 for Mulan, but
I don't know. You put Mulan in a whole nother category, that adult category. Maybe I'll pay $30 to watch a little more.
So you're looking at their adult category is going to be R-rated movies like Deadpool.
Cool, but it's already
and
PG-13.
Fox
so I know.
and MGM films. So Corban's going to be the enforcer to keep the kids out.
I'd like to see it. I think that
3 best movie ever made.
X-Men 3 is already on there, I think.
Good adult content that they could put it on there.
Just look on the trash can icon, and I think it's in there. Right next to X-Men First Class and X-Men fucking Apocalypse. And
Okay. All right. You're good. You're very good. Well done. Oh, punk.
So yeah, I guess they're gonna make it to where you have to create a pin and enter in through a pin, like Netflix's age restricted stuff already does.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I don't know why you wouldn't try and, in today's times, if you don't get all your content out there as much as possible, then you're just dumb. Like don't step over $1 to pick up a dime. 10's not always bigger than 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Put it out there. Try and get as much content out there as possible. You have people still halfway locked into their homes.
Mhm.
They're dying for content. You could re-release the fucking Mighty Ducks at this point, and people would be like, "That was the best shit I ever saw."
They're working on it. They're working on it.
See,
I mean, we all went to watch a Michael Jordan glory party in The Last Dance, and people tuned in every week. And even when I found out that it wasn't what I expected, I still tuned in. So yeah, you're right. We can totally tune in.
Not to bring it up, but we're kind of out of our topics, so I'm just waiting for Brian to do the hot 10, and then we can get into our rant and odd stories. But Chad kind of brought it up with the whole like pandemic thing. Does anybody else feel like we've been forgotten about? Like they've kind of just like just kind of like kept everything shut down, and we've just been forgotten about, like in limbo.
Yeah, like Harry Potter under the fucking stairs.
We're just all in fucking limbo. Like I feel like our lives should be somewhat back to normal, and or at least getting there, and just kind of you forget that you're still locked down, and people are still locked. You like I didn't even think about that till you made that comment. Like people are still locked down out there. It's like, oh fuck, he's right. It's like people have just been forgotten about.
Day. I have to deal with it every day because of my job, and I'm not in lockdown. Like I'm over the whole fucking mask thing. I can tell you that. I'm so done over.
You're done with it.
It doesn't add up. The stories don't add up. People are starting to lose their shit, and you can see it. Like people are starting to question everything. They're like, well, wait a minute. I can go to a restaurant, but I can't go to a bar?
Yeah.
Why is that different? How does that change anything? This is stupid. People are starting to just be like, you know what? I'll take my chances. I'm going to the bar.
It's getting wild.
They're done. America's had it. They're done.
Like I just kind of feel like we've been forgotten about. Like you used to hear like press conferences about this shit every single day, and now all I hear about is like Joe Biden and how he's a bad driver now apparently, and all these political ads. Mark Kelly is a dancing astronaut, and you don't even hear about like the pandemic or who's still locked down or what's going on.
They forced it down everybody's throat until they accepted it, and now everybody sits at home with just accepting it. So their job is done. They don't have to continue to do it. They just let it low and let it mellow, and don't change the rules, and everyone accepts it.
Like nobody, our government doesn't care about it. They're like, we're just gonna go on vacation. Screw all your benefits. We're gonna go on vacation. It's just so weird. Like you just said jobs, that, and it dawned on me. I was like,
they're shut down, and people still aren't working and getting their normal paychecks, and still no second stimulus check. How do they expect anyone to survive?
Right.
People are losing their
and companies are still shutting down, and they're reclosing states again, and it's like. And I hear that our numbers are 2 weeks behind. So when they update the record, the numbers every week or every day, they're not accurate. They're 2 weeks back.
Ridiculous.
Good Lord.
Well, and that's just it. Is okay. So we could literally be over this whole COVID thing by this point. We could literally be on the plateau, but just like you said, nobody's saying anything anymore.
Yeah, it's like
our numbers were already lower than the common cold. So now where are we? Oh, we don't know because they're 2 weeks back. Okay, so can we open bars? Can we take off our masks? Can we start buying LCS comic books again? Can we start acting like human beings? Or should we still live in fear of our media?
I mean, for the most part, I can still like it's weird wanting to go to the gym and having to book an appointment and being like, well, I guess I can't go to the gym today because I don't have time in these available slots to go. I can't just walk into the gym and go, you know? Or, yeah, you can walk into Walmart, but you got to have a mask. My Walmart has a fucking security guard, an armed security guard standing outside of it now.
Wow.
So you can't go in if you don't have a mask on.
Which is illegal as hell.
It's
Just so.
It's
that
so,
violates so
I'm
many
just like,
constitutional rights.
and then like they're like, oh well, we're gonna give these benchmarks to open up schools, and our Maricopa County hasn't passed these benchmarks, but they're still trying to open schools, and it's just like, I don't know, I'm not caught up with it the way it is in the rest of the country, but it just seems like here in Arizona, like we've been forgotten about, like we're just kind of like sitting here waiting.
It's kind of funny that what was it, Switzerland or Denmark or one of those places over there, they barely did anything. They're like, all right, we're going to act like everything's normal. And they're like, yeah, we didn't lose a bunch of money and the government economy shut down. We didn't lose. Weird. Yeah, they had like minimal deaths. Like it's like the lowest number of deaths in the entire world. It's, it just, I think the world's over it.
It literally went from like the forefront of everything to not even really talked about. Only talked about locally now. You don't really hear about it nationally as much.
And okay, how many people realize that the government came out and said, yeah, well, aliens exist. They live with us. They're on our planet. Right? Oh, by the way, we got a bunch of spaceships and spaceships. All those videos that you guys that we said were not real. Yeah, they're real. Those are spaceships. Where's just yanking your chain?
And nobody cares.
And nobody
cared.
What?
Like last year, people would have lost their fucking minds if you finally were like, yeah, aliens are real, guys. People would be like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh, that's cool. You know?
It's just the hottest story this year with everything else going on. You know what I mean? Like you said it. Like, it's like, what?
Yeah.
We should have known Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter crash kicked everything off. And we should have known just from that point, 2020 was just a wash.
It was a wrap.
Because it's just been
and it's
shit.
The way that they dropped it, the way that they said it, and like, just like, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, by the way, over here. Yeah. Look at this, look at this. The way that they said it, Corban could be an alien and we wouldn't know.
And it felt like January. It felt like
gaslight.
And it felt like fucking January to July, just dragged ass. And then from July going forward, it's been like a race. Like, I can't believe we're already almost through August. What, Corbin?
Remember how we talked about COVID as if it was like somewhere else? Like it was like, oh yeah, COVID, that's scary. What's happened up in Wuhan? Yeah. And all of a sudden,
but now those motherfuckers are having parties. Those motherfuckers had a huge concert.
Apparently, they're past it now.
Hey, it's over. It's done. Goodbye.
Well, here's the problem. I'm gonna drop some more wisdom. You guys are getting just full Chad tonight. You guys are getting full Wookiee, man.
Fucking
full Wookiee.
I have a feeling you boys need to put your tinfoil hats on because shit's about to get crazy.
Put on your fucking thinking caps, your tinfoil hats, your whatever the fuck you want to wear, because I'm gonna drop the king knowledge right here. There's a left wing and there's a right wing, and they belong on the same goddamn bird. Doesn't matter which side you're on, you're still stuck to the same fucking bird. If we don't stop the bird, we're all screwed. Don't you get it? Stop fighting these right here, because it doesn't matter. There's a bird in the middle.
I hear you. I hear you, man.
Everyone's so focused on fighting each other, and the media getting everyone, diversified and fighting amongst each other, and
it's where we are. It's crazy.
The world has lost its mind. People don't even think logically anymore. They don't look at the facts in front of them and go, wait a minute, you're part of the big problem. It doesn't matter what side you're on, you're still flying the fucking bird.
Right.
Yeah,
but that's
true.
that's enough politics. I just thought it was weird that like it almost feels like we were forgotten about. It just kind of feels like they're like, you guys can all just stay inside and not go out ever again. It's safer that way. And the world
we were forgotten, Matt.
Yeah.
It was planned that way.
Son of a bitch. But anybody get any good Wookiees cookies this week? Any Wookiees cookies?
I did. I got great Wookiees cookies. We're gonna do Wookiees cookies without Brian.
Yeah, we're gonna do Wookiees cookies.
We gotta keep the show moving.
All right.
Well, Brian, he has to share his Wookiees, you know. Or his
I want to show my Wookiee cookie for this week real quick. Shout out, Greg Shone.
Nice.
Got our Rascals books in the mail.
Same. I got mine right there on the desk. Thank you.
And it is a fabulous book. It was a fun read. They loaded us up with all kinds of goodies, like got sketch cards in the back, all kinds of stickers.
They did a great. Like honestly, it's amazing.
Kurt, the artist, did a personalized sketch in the front of the book of one of the characters. This book, for them doing independent publishing is
a beautiful
book. It's got that hard cardstock cover like the DC variants do.
Yeah,
and
good, easy to grade, 9/8.
The colors in this book are just absolutely fantastic.
Wow, they pop for sure.
So if you guys did not take part in the Kickstarter,
what you guys end up paying for that? There was like 3 tiers, wasn't there?
Yeah, like $5, $6.
Yeah, seriously.
But you can it's an all ages book. You can go to the Rascals website, I believe, and still order it. www.therascals.com and pick it up. But it's definitely a good read, especially if you have little kids that are trying to get into comics. It's a pretty straightforward, easy read for anyone of any age. And I know they're getting ready to launch their Kickstarter for their second issue. So I'll have to get Greg back on for that. But definitely Crossroads at Porksburg. If you want to pick up a copy, go to their website and do so because
it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's a beautifully put together book. The colors are amazing. The art is so good, and it was definitely worth the price. So kudos to Greg and Kurt on that one.
Where the fuck is McClay?
Isn't that the question of the day? There he is. He's back. But I think
that's awesome. Those books are cool. I like those. And you guys are going to be in one of them, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to be in, I believe, issue 3. I want to think it is issue 3 of it.
That's awesome.
And I also want to highlight, just because I fucking love this cover, and it was the final issue of Harley Quinn, but I think that cover is fucking beautiful.
Oh,
that is cool. Such a sick ass cover for Harley Quinn 75. But that was my Wookiees cookies. I just wanted to shout out Greg, and thanks for all the extras and sketches that you guys sent with that book, and I look forward to the story continuing on.
Yeah, those are awesome.
What
I'll have to try and get some of those into the shop.
Wookiees cookies you got this week?
What you get, Corbin? You want to go?
I didn't really get anything. That's the sad thing. I picked up $1 Wizard magazine from Bookman's. Because it was $1. But other than that, it's been a real tight penny pinching type deal. I have Tales from the Dark Multiverse hardcover that's waiting for me at Greg's. And they hooked me up with the old school Wizard magazine price guide. But Donny hasn't been like it has for me, so I haven't been able to really blow down like I was, back with the mystery box and stuff. So it's been tight. I'm hoping to get some cookies soon, though. Just gotta get some money first.
Yeah, I hear you. It's been tighter around here too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
hey, says money's been tight about here, but check out these dope ass books.
I know. I'm about to
show you.
As he shows the stick hauls.
Well, I'm just now getting a lot of stuff that I ordered over a month ago.
Oh, it just takes a while, especially with the pale. Yep, not gonna go there, but yeah, it's been great.
So big shout out to my buddy Cookie. Sent me an AOK. Go check out Just a Little Podcast. Great guy. He's also, if you guys get a chance, go check out Annoyed with Movies. and those guys all get together. Jackson from Annoyed and Mike and sometimes Riley from Downright Nerdy Podcast, and Pinky's Out is on there, and Fake Nerd Podcast is on there, and they review movies, and PW from Tales
Whoa,
is on there.
Whoa, who do you think you are, Kyle? You just gonna come in here
Yeah,
and start
that's right.
pitching shows?
I am.
What are you,
All
Kyle
of
and
them.
Brian?
And,
Come in and start pitching other people's shows?
and all those guys get together and they do great. And I got an A-OK from my buddy Cookie. And so one day I'm going to start a podcast where all we do is Wookiees cookies. So my hopes is actually, because I'm the Wookiee and just a little podcast, his name is Cookie. So I'm hoping he can be the first and we can do Wookiees cookies.
But you didn't
It'll
get
be
the
perfect.
AOK to give the AOK to promote those podcasts.
Now, I
Son
want
of
you
a
all to
bitch.
know
Mm-hmm.
that no other podcast is as good as Absolute
Oh.
Geek.
Amen.
We are the
Oh,
fucking
how
best.
sweet.
We
So-
drop the shit
How
on this
sweet.
show. We give you
So
the real deal.
Speaking of that, did you see the shout out to Absolute Geek on the latest podcast there, Matt?
I
I
did.
gotta show you this. All right, let me share my screen. Shout out to Absolute Geek. This was a perfect moment for the opening of the podcast that played out very well again. Let me share my screen like a professional podcaster that I am.
Look at this guy.
There it is.
Professional.
Professional.
All right. So this is the latest episode of the podcast. Here we go.
Where the fuck is McClay? Brian can answer our question. What's up? Where the fuck is McClay? Sorry, everybody. No.
That's hilarious.
Dude, that was awesome.
We just asked that and you popped
Dude,
on.
he was perfect, dude. He nailed it, man.
Wow. Wow, that was bad.
Nailed it, fucking nailed it, dude. Good job, buddy.
So
I'm still waiting
Yeah.
on my turn to come on podcast.
you're available anytime, brother. Anytime.
You gotta get on there, bro.
I know.
So have you?
This is his A-OK. He drew this on there. How cool is that?
That is
Whoa,
cool.
that's nice. I like that.
Right? He drew that on there.
That's cool.
That's awesome. And then I opened it to prep, but I haven't looked at the books yet. He just sent me some books. What was your question, Corban?
No, I said it was a little extra bang for your buck. I said a little
Oh,
extra
yeah.
cookie
Yeah.
for a cookie.
I opened that up. I saw that. I was like, dude, that's awesome, man. Drew me a Wookiee. Oh, nice. Oh, look at that. Got some Star Wars books. If you guys don't know, I also do Tales from the Dark Side on
Oh my gosh.
Chad
is sharing it all. Love it.
on Tales from the Flip Side channel. Nice.
Chad's gonna be the busiest.
Yes,
podcast
everyone, make sure to check out Tales from the Dark Side. And if you get time, check out Absolute Geek Podcast. that's Chad right there.
Nice. So big shout out to Cookie. Go check out Cookie and like and subscribe. What a guy. Look at that. What a
Yeah,
stud.
that's pretty cool. That is
That
really
was
cool.
way cool.
Class
and
act.
then I did get some Alex Ross variants.
Oh boy, love those. Alex Ross doesn't have my whole heart, but he has a good part of it.
Yeah,
Very
look
nice.
at that. I just love that.
Beautiful.
That's one of the covers I really love. Oddly, I was looking at a Spiderwoman, and he was out of them, so I'm gonna have to try and get those here soon
Darth
too.
Vader,
But-
nice.
and McClay
Okay.
showed me this one. I thought that he got 3 because he got 1 for me and 2 for him, but no, he's just selfish McClay. He only got 3 for him.
Selfish McClay.
McClay.
I'm just kidding. Once I saw that McClay had those and those were out there, he was like, dude, you got to go get these. And I was like, I'm on it. You're right. I do. I got to have that. That's gorgeous.
What doesn't McClay have? He's got a little bit of everything.
He doesn't have the Absolute Geek money that you're holding.
He's got so much. He's got more He's got more money than I do. That podcast money is way more profitable than
Yeah,
than
but
Absolute
you're
Geek
right.
money.
You're right. I gotta get myself one of those care packages.
I mean, look at this guy. He's just like,
I gotta get.
oh, check out this book that's on the Hot 10 for 3 weeks in a row that I totally just found in my room upstairs. Had no idea it was in there. Check this out. Not only do I have one,
I had it somewhere.
not one, not two, not three, but I got 4 of these bitches. Look at this.
That are sitting and
Yeah.
still in a box upstairs that should have been sold.
Yep, and he just rubs it all over and he just rolls around in him in his sleep. He's just got a mattress full of like amazing fantasy 15s and Action Comics #1s. They help for his lumbar support.
Yeah. People send comics in some of the weirdest ways, man.
Ain't that the truth?
And I don't care as long as they get here in decent condition. I'm good with that.
You gonna go over your cookies, or you want to run through the Hot 10 and then we can get to our?
Here's my cookies. I picked up a couple of
Oh
these.
fuck!
Look at that.
Yeah.
Those ain't cookies. That's just straight crack.
Yeah, so I picked up a couple. This is a book that I wanted to bring up with the Absolute Geek audience because it's something that I think is really interesting. And I haven't talked about this book in years just because I've been holding it close to my heart. You guys will see why. This is like one of those loose lips sink ship books. And this one is going to get big. But this is Battle Pope. This is from the Funkatron run. This is Battle Pope. This is issue 13, but Wrath of God #3, I believe. And this is early Tony Moore, Robert Kirkman stuff back when they were self-published.
That's a hot look.
Look what's on the back. You ready?
Oh.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So these are not easy books to find to begin with, and but I've been hoarding Battle Pope books for many years, and I could see this one getting big shortly. So as you can see, it is black and white, and Battle Pope is crazy sexual innuendo city. But so yeah. Do you guys get in about the topic I want to talk about yet?
No, we were gonna let you do the run through the Hot 10, and then we were gonna talk about that, and then do odd news and close the show. So
awesome. All right, let's get through the. Let me do the Hot 10 here, and bring this shit up. Chad is going to be a little excited about this week's Hot 10. We've already I've already given him a little shit about it. All right, let's see.
He's full on rager. He's got the belt prepared to throw around his neck.
All right. The Golden Age book this week is this Super Spy book, which you guys know the story about Golden Age. And basically at this point, you just grade any Golden Age you've got. I asked the question to Ben during tonight's show, and he kind of said, Golden Age is selling for so much that if the cover is still attached, grade that shit. This is a book that this week a 4.0 sold for $2,400, which is double what the other two sales were just over 3 years ago for a better copy.
That's a stimulus.
Yeah. So that's
Corban got all kinds of zingers tonight, huh?
He does. He's on it, man. He got the one-liners.
This one is gorgeous. I wish I would have known about this book before it was on the Hot 10. This is early Bruce Timm stuff. This is Out of This World from 1989. Out of This World #1. Awesome cover. What a great early creator, Bruce Timm. You gotta love Bruce Timm. This was like a $25 book, but now it's reaching about $60 in the current market. So if you ever come across this book on Wild, which I don't know how you would, just dumb luck at this point, because this is probably a low printed book.
And that alien's got good taste.
He's got a nutsack head.
Yes, he does.
He's got a nutsack head. He kind of looks like Pumpkinhead.
He does. You're right. He totally does.
Yeah. So, all right. Number 10 this week is an interesting book. This
I've
is
got that
Avengers.
book.
Do you have this book? This
Yes,
is a
I
tough
do.
book to find. And this book is selling for a lot of money right now.
Wait, what? I
Or-
think I
Yeah.
just gave it to my little bro. Fuck. I'm gonna take
This
it.
is going for like $50, $60 right now. We really don't know why, other than a lot of people think this is leading up to some major moments in the Marvel Universe. If you guys don't know about this story, he basically goes and whoops all the Avengers'
Shout
asses.
out to Matt, because Matt was saying this on the spinner rack way back. He
I
said,
love
"Hey,
praise.
this is
Bring
the
it to
start
me.
of
I'm
something
gonna
big."
bask in it.
Listen, I'm gonna give it to you when you deserve it, and it's the first time. No, I'm playing, but like, you know, Matt was saying this was just like you're saying, Brian. It was gonna be something big from back
But
then. I'm glad it's paying off.
I felt like when I read this book, because I did read this, I felt like this was all gonna
Fan
be
service.
It's all in his head. I felt like this issue was all in his head. Like, how the fuck is
Yeah.
he gonna beat up Black Panther, Iron Fist, Thor, Doctor Strange? You name it. He beat up everybody handedly. Beat their asses.
Yeah, he whooped Thor's ass.
Yeah.
Totally.
Black Panther gave
Panther was
up.
smart.
Black
Black
Panther
Panther was
gave up
smart.
because
He
he
was
was
like,
like,
"Hey."
you can't absorb my power because my power is inside of me. And he gave up.
Wakanda.
And then, yeah, whooped everybody else's ass. So it's interesting. And there's only been, it's taken a long time for part 3 just came out on Wednesday. It's been a long time for this story to develop. But
That heightens anticipation, I'd imagine. That's probably why it's even more widely in demand. I just gave that book to my bro. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So another thing is, word is on the streets that this book came out right as COVID was hitting, so a lot of stores didn't get them.
ooh,
So
Oh,
that is
wow.
true. It did come out
Wow.
right at the beginning of COVID.
Are these $50 sales are raw, right?
raw.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, on to number 9.
Raw
I have
dog.
no reason why this book is selling, other than maybe the Kate Bishop cover. But this is getting $30 for what reason? I don't know. The first appearance is a person named Land Shark. I have no idea, but it's getting $30, $30 raw sales.
Wow.
Number 8 this week is Ninjas and Robots. Number 1. This is the Kevin Eastman 1 in 5 variant that Keenspot did. This is actually a kind of a cool Kevin Eastman cover because it doesn't look like other Kevin Eastman covers. The colors really pop. Usually on Kevin Eastman covers, the colors are really flat. And this one just really pops. But this book right now is getting $15 to $20 raw. But it is a variant that you had to get from Keenspot only. It was, I think, a 1 in 5, I think. But, yeah. Number 7 this week is an oldie but goodie, New Avengers 10 from 2013, the first appearance of Thane, son of Thanos. And he kind of just shortly appears in this, but in Infinity War number 5, I think, 5 or 4, he really shows up in that one. But this one, for some reason, there's rumors about him showing up places right now, and this is getting $40 to $50 raw.
That cover's sick.
Yeah, it's this old school book. So, New Avengers number 10. Here's the book that is just gorgeous. Thor number 6, the Delato variant, the 1 in 50.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a beautiful book.
Yeah.
That book was like $110 at my
Yeah.
my LCS a day came out.
Yeah, out the gate it was $75.
Sorry,
And
I
it-
just pulled it so I could put it on eBay right now.
Oh my gosh, you lucky son. I literally just handed that to my brother like yesterday. I was like looking through some books, and he's like,
Put
"Seth,
them in the dirt and take it back.
I can buy it for $3." And I was like, you can have this one. $3.
Push them in the dirt and take it back. Be like, hey, I lied.
When he's asleep, I'm gonna take it right back. What happened?
Here's a
No.
turnoff number 1.
So yeah, this one is reaching 150, numbers. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. All right, number 5 this week is America number 8, the 1 in 25. I think this is the 1 in 25. This is the Jen Bartel variant. Gorgeous cover. Jen Bartel is is an amazing cover artist and amazing artist, period. And she's really coming into her own. And this is an older book, but a good one. This is 2017. America Chavez is just blowing up. This was a $50 book earlier this month, $25 a couple months ago. Now it's $200 raw.
Damn.
Wow.
So this is a good cover.
It looks like Gem. Do you remember Gem?
Gem.
Well,
Gem
speaking
and the
of Gem,
holograms, yeah.
there's a good reason that this looks like Gem, because Jen Bartel's very first professional work was in a Gem and the Holograms comic.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Yep.
And number 4 this week is another Jen Bartel variant that just came out this week. Star number 4, the 1 in 25. This was selling for $75 right out the gate. So this is a beautiful, beautiful cover. This is the next one that's really weird. Spider-Man 234, the second printing variant. Ben writes, another one of the current head scratchers. Okay, first new Sinister Six? Maybe. First Aaron Davis as Iron Spider? Huh? Team first appearances mean nothing, and villain teams are even less desirable. Aaron Davis has been around forever, as has Iron Spider. Seems like a reach to me, especially at current selling price of $150 plus.
Jesus.
Yeah,
The market is unpredictable with these things.
it is. It is. So that's Spider-Man number 234, the second print. Number 2, Herogasm number 1. This was a $5 book if you were lucky, until just recently where they're selling for $50. This character won't even be in season 2. He just got the first appearances in this book, just got cast for season 3. The speculators are working
Soulja
long
Boy?
term. Yeah, the long term. Yep, Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy, tell him.
Yep.
Number 1 this week is Marvel Spotlight 32, first appearance of Spider-Woman.
Just true.
So this is all based kind of, I guess, on Olivia Wild threw out a comment. She was asked if the new movie she's directing is a female-based one, and she just played coy and put up a little spider symbol. So speculators are thinking that that's what's going to happen, and so this book has just jumped right through the roof. It's getting like the $1,500, $1,700 9.8s. So yeah, there's that. That be the hot 10.
I've been looking at searching for that damn book, and it was already getting hard to find. So this is just going to make it impossible.
Yeah.
You'll have one in 2 weeks, Chad. This is how you. Every time I hear this is impossible. 2 weeks, cookies.
Wait.
Look what I got.
Yeah, I'm about to say exactly.
Look what I got.
I don't know how I'll ever get this haul. Next week on Wookiees Cookies, guess what I got, guys?
Yeah. Been trying
Long
for this damn
time.
Turtles book forever, and
New Jersey Devils.
I'll never get it. Hey guys, check out this Turtles book I got.
Exactly.
Fucking Wookiees Cookies.
I also did a whole.
So that's the hot 10 this week.
Even you mad after,
Jealousy
like, damn, I don't
and anger will only turn you guys to the dark side.
Wookiees Cookies be making me look at my cookies like they stale. He buying his,
All right.
he buying his brand new. I'm getting mine from the dollar store.
Now it's rant time. Brian's been waiting all night for this.
If I ain't cut my hand, I'd rub my hands together. But
It is rant time, and one of the things I'm going to bring up what I'm kind of talking about here. Do this. All right. So the other week, I'm going to share my screen here, Matt. The other week, I think we might have talked about a little bit on this show. I can't remember, but I know I talked about it on a couple other shows that I'm on. This was posted in a Facebook group from a store. Somebody was at their store and they noticed that the sign was out on all the books. The sign says, due to the fluctuating prices and volume that we buy, comics are not priced. Please bring them to the counter for price. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you.
what?
Yeah. So basically what they're saying is because of the fluctuation of the speculation market, how high books are going for books that might have been $1 books a week ago, they are not honoring any of the prices. You have to bring the book to the front desk and they have to look them up. And this created a huge discussion in the show. And people, a lot of people are like, screw that. If a store isn't priced, I leave. If I take them up to the counter and they start looking on eBay, I leave. Some of them are saying, well, that's just the way it is, and da-da-da. And 90% of the people were pissed. Like, if they saw this, they would be like, we're out,
Well, yeah, and I'm reminded of our trip of a month or so ago to Fantastic World, Chad, where you were looking at an action figure in the case, and you said to us, "Boys, you know why that bad boy ain't marked? Because that means you can't afford it."
That's right.
So,
Wow.
if something's not priced, that's how I usually look at it. If it's not priced, I can't afford it. So,
Yeah, and I'm glad Kyle is in the chat, because I'm getting ready to drop a little Kyle information that he couldn't drop for us tonight. I won't get specific, but I bring this picture up because it seems like it's getting worse. I know we've talked on the show before about how we can't stand. One of the things that we can't stand as comic buyers is when comic store owners won't sell us their books. Like, because we're speculators, they'll only allow you to buy so many books, and that's understandable on day of, listen, everybody should get their shot on Wednesday. There should be, like a 1 or 2 book minimum. But if those books are old and they're in boxes, I don't care if there's 20 of them, you want all 20 of them. You should be able to buy those books.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We've talked about the bad looks and under the breath talk that a lot of speculators get. We've talked about speculators getting kicked out of stores before because a lot of store owners feel like they're getting ripped off by speculators. But then you have the other end of the spectrum, people like Jesse James that say, I don't care what the book is that you want. I'm already selling the next 4 books to you. You can take any book you want in the store. Just get rid of those books. Don't let them sit and collect dust.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kyle called me this afternoon, and he says, "Man, I just went into a comic shop, and I went to go pick up my box, and Kyle has talked about on the show before that he picks up his box monthly. He just doesn't have the time, and he's okay with that. And the store that he goes to, and again, I don't want to talk shit about the store. I don't want to make it seem like that. They're doing what they're doing. But I am just gonna, we're gonna be honest. And one of the things that this store does for box holders is, if you're a box holder and you come in and you buy weekly, you get like a percentage discount. Is that right? Do you guys remember that?
yep.
Yep. So you get like a 20% discount. Well, Kyle passes on that because he knows that he's going to pick up his books monthly. Usually he always buys the books. I've never seen Kyle not buy his box books.
Always.
He usually spends even more money, and he's okay with not getting that 20% 3 out of the 4 weeks, because that's what he does. He's okay with that.
Already a dick move.
Yes.
On the part of the company.
Yeah.
Who we've said and tried to help on this show before. I'd like to, drop that in there, that when COVID hit and they were struggling, and we told quite a few people, you should go to the store because they might be struggling. They were shut down for a while and they really need a boost.
Yeah. So Kyle goes in to get his books in his box. And of course, Kyle, he subscribes to quite a few titles, and a bunch of his titles weren't in there. And most of those titles, I guess, that weren't in there were some of the bigger speculator books of the week the month that, over the last 2 weeks have been getting a lot of money in prices. And when he looked and see if those books were in there, they weren't in there. And when he asked why weren't these books in there, he was told, well, we give those books to our weekly box buyers.
Fuck that.
Which, because Kyle called me too, and like, I can see it both ways. Like,
Okay.
and Chat can probably clarify that. When you're ordering at a store, you order to fill your boxes and then your shelves, right? So you make sure you have enough for your box to fill your box holders.
Absolutely.
And then your shelf. So I can see where they're like, oh, well, we want to make sure that we give them to our Wednesday customers. But if they're already ordering for his box, it's not like they're shorthanded that, because they already ordered to fill his order.
What it sounds like
they
to
should
me?
still be in there.
It sounds like to me that they're playing favorites, and they're going, this guy's speculator, or this guy, for whatever reason, we're not going to honor our box to him. We're going to give it to somebody else who might have forgot to order it. Or they realize it's one of two things. It doesn't look good. I'll say that. And listen, everybody should have the chance to speak for themselves. That's why I'm not saying who it is and this and that. But
That's Kyle.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. It makes you instantly think that, one, you're either realize those books are selling for more and you don't want to give them to them now, or you gave those books to somebody who's more important. That's the type of shit that pushes people away from being a box holder in comic stores. Not only are you doing it,
there.
yeah, not only
there again. After this happened, here's my beef, and this is a huge beef. As someone who's just now getting into the store and doing the ordering and doing that stuff, I have pulled some off of shelves just to try and get caught up and try and figure out the ordering scheme and who wants what and yada yada. It's not easy. It is kind of hard. It is tough. But if you're doing your job, you know that's going to be a big book. I knew that Thor was coming. I know that Thor is going to be a big book. We normally order 8 Thors. I ordered like 15 or 20 of them some bitches. Why? Because I want to make sure that I'm filling all the new orders, all the new people that want to come in and make boxes, all the, you know your goddamn job. And 2, here's a guy that's already taking a loss at the 20% discount and saying, I'm okay with that. So you're already making effing money off of this dude. And he comes in every month, no matter if it's 100, 200, 300. And I know Kyle gets a stack of books because I've been there with him and I've seen him pick them up. It's a stack every time. And he never bitches. He never gripes. He never nothing. So the fact that they already screw a long time loyal customer and then to do them dirty like this, lost my business. I will not go back to this shop again. I will wait until Jesse opens up and I will go to Jesse's shop. I will screw it. That burns me, man. To do your clientele dirty like that is so against everything that I am trying to stop in what I'm doing at Mr. E-Comics, trying to get Mr. E-Comics better, trying to, none of that, hey, bring it up to the counter and we'll reprice that at $40. No, that's not, no, it's $3.99. It's on the shelf. It's just like Jesse says, get it out of my store. You know why? Because in 2 years, I'm going to see 10 of those goddamn books. Yep. Get it out of my store.
And that person that you're making happy by doing whatever you're doing to make that person happy is going to buy tenfold of what they're paying now.
Absolutely.
Back because they like the model.
And word of mouth. How many times do you somebody says, hey, yeah, I'm into comics, and they're in your same town, you go, if you're into comics, you need to go check out this store. You know what I mean? Like, it goes a long way. And I get it. I'll play devil's advocate and maybe say that, they're living COVID life too. So they're probably week to week on their bills and stuff. So I get it. Like, week to week money is better, but that's why you're giving the 20% cut. That's why you can't expect everybody else is in the same situation that you are. So Absolutely. Just be happy they're buying books.
But my gripe with it is the books he's missing, because Thor #6 was one of the books he's missing. That their argument doesn't hold up because that book just came out Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Friday. It's been 2 days. 2 days.
Yeah.
And they already sold it out from under him, saying we're going to give it to our weekly readers. Okay. Now, to play devil's advocate, the only thing I can say is I know Thor 8 cover, there was a lot of damages in the Valley between the comic book shops I frequent and Surprise and 2 Samurais, the Samurai Phoenix and Samurai Glendale. Their A covers were trashed in shipping to the point where Surprise Comics only had the secret variant of the Thor, the secret variant Thor flying through Galactus. So that's the thing I'd say is maybe if they didn't get enough B covers to fill orders, that would make sense, because if they had damages on A covers, whatever. But the fact that they sold them out from them, and I'm almost guaranteeing that if we were to look at this person's eBay store, you see him on there.
You think that would be annoying if that was the case?
Well, if they're shorted, then just say, hey, man, we were shorted this week. We have another one coming for you.
Right. Exactly. But not only was it this, Kyle also said that he was shorted the B covers for all the DC books.
Yeah.
So what was the big B cover last week that he didn't get? Robin King.
So here's the thing, though. If you were shorted or you had damaged, now you have to go down the line and you have to honestly and earnestly look at that. And just like at work, just like at all these other things, you have a timeline. So do you turn around and give those books to the guy that opened a hold box 3 weeks ago? Or do you give those books to the guy who's had a monthly hold box for the last, 9 years, 6 years? How long has he had that hold box there? It's been years.
Yeah. Well, and Ish just said, to be fair, I know that many stores were shorted Thor 6. So tough decisions had to be made.
Mm-hmm.
But
not the people who go there all the time.
But then again, devil's advocate, Corbin.
All right.
We are known throughout this valley. We are known that we do the hot 10. Brian does a hot 10 on the show every week. We talk about spec.
Yep.
Stores look at us as speculators.
Okay.
So, and I know this store in particular has had issues with Kyle before in speculation.
But here's my thing. I could buy these comics just to wipe my ass.
You're absolutely right. You could.
Comics to wipe my ass. If I buy these comics for 10 years in a row, and it's just the best damn ass cleaning comics I've ever seen, and you know me as a business.
The best. It's like the Charmin of comic books.
Exactly. And we have a history. It doesn't matter what I do the comics for.
Yeah, they're mine now.
Am I coming back and are you testing me? Is there a quiz on the comics? Is it a homework assignment or something? No. It's a business. I am a customer. I am a loyal customer despite anything we may have had in the past. I buy from you, you sell to me, and that is the end of the relationship. The key being you sell to me. Whatever I do with that is up to me. It doesn't matter what the reputation may be for it. You may not like people. You think anyone at stores likes certain people who shop at certain stores? That's why it's a business. It's not a personal thing like that. Because at the end of the day, you have a front. You have a service. You have what you provide. You have clear rules on what you can or cannot do. So I understand what you're saying, devil's advocate, man. I completely agree up to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, that's just not your decision to make. That's not your call.
Right. You're 100% correct.
Clearly define that. That's not your job. Your job is to sell. My job is to buy. That's it. You know what I mean?
And I guess part of me wants to think that like this person went out of their way so much to try and make amends for everything that happened in the past that it shouldn't surprise me that this happened again. But I don't want to believe, and I don't want to look at it negatively. Like they just did it as a fuck you to Kyle. But
it's happened that way in the past.
The logic doesn't add up here. We got to give it to our weekly readers. Okay. But that's a book that came out 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Bullshit.
And we're also, some of us on his show may be spec guys, but like I just sold a book right now that is selling for what, $50, $60? I sold to my 6-year-old brother for $3. So like I have no
if you are a box holder, you are automatically saying, and I know people don't, but being a box holder, you are automatically saying, I intend to pick up my books. Now I know people don't. But I'm just saying, as a box holder, you are saying, I am picking up that box. So therefore, as a store owner, you would think you would be ordering to fill those box holders first because you know those are guaranteed sales. Mm-hmm. And whatever else is on the shelf that people pick up are extra. So if little Joe Dickhead walks into your store and they're like, do you have a Thor number 6?
Hey.
You don't go, sure, let me pull one out of my box. My box holder's box.
That's not how that relationship works.
You go, no, I'm sorry, we don't.
Exactly.
But then, on the other hand, as a shop owner brain, you're like, what if this person doesn't come pick this up? I can sell this now or risk it sitting on my shelf because they don't want it.
You call, you have that conversation. Hey, we're severing your box because XYZ. That sale is a lost cause. When that book is set aside for a customer in a box, that book no longer exists. Do you have a book? Let me see. They're not on the shelves? No, I don't have a book. End of story. That's how that works. And then if it's a pattern and someone doesn't pick up their box, and you know what you tell the person? Hey, listen, we can't do this box for you. You come once a month. We want you to come once a week. You aren't holding up your end of the bargain, whatever the case may be. And then that box is gone, and those books are now available. That's just not how that works. I mean, I'll give you an example. I haven't been to my LCS up until yesterday, day before. I hadn't been there almost a month and change. It just hadn't worked. It wasn't a pressing need because we weren't talking about them as much on the comic show. I've been working different hours. I just wasn't able to do it. I had books lined up for a while. I go up there, he asked how I'm doing. We're talking, have a conversation. Here's the books. And he was going to say, hey, listen, if you don't want them anymore, I said, dude, you save them for me. I'm buying everything. Like, that's how that works. And the fact that he was even able to open to me is great service on his end. Me buying it is just fulfilling my end of the bargain. Doesn't matter if I was gone. I mean, that's just how that works. So I get what you mean. But if I say I'm going to put something aside for you on principle, that is set aside for you, not set aside for you unless orders come in or the book fluctuates in price or X, Y, and Z. And if that is the case, if that's a standard that the shop owner wants to make, then they have to explicitly state that before becoming in agreement with them. Because I'll tell you what, if that's something you will say, I'm not going to do that. And that's no offense to you as a business owner, make all the rules you want. But if I know going in that you may give away my books because of X, Y, and Z, I'm just not going to go in that agreement with you. Because that means it's a crapshoot. If it's a crapshoot, then why the hell do I have a box to begin with? But I could just come in anyway, because life happens.
And I know this shop is known for calling people who haven't picked up their box. So why couldn't you pick up your phone call and be like, hey, just call it. You haven't picked up your box for a month. There's some hot books that we have customers interested in. Do you still want them? Are you going to still come pick them up? Yes or no? That gives Kyle the option to say, no, I'm not. And then be like, all right, are you okay with us selling them? Yeah, go ahead.
But not only that, but has Kyle never, not shown up and bought his box? No. Yeah. They have no background record of Kyle not doing and committing his part of it. He totally understands it. He goes in once a month at the end of the month and picks up the whole box, always, and for years. How is he not a VIP member? If Kyle's in my store, I'm filling his fucking box first. You know why? Because he's been here for years. I'm not going to take the chance at losing $100 to $300-$400 sale every month, and that's from one person, so that I can sell a $5 book, or a $4 book, or okay, so I made $50 off of one book because it's a hot book and I took it out of his stuff. That is so wrong and rubs me the wrong way in every sense of everything imaginable. And that right there, that's what will shut down LCSs. That is the kind of attitude that will end LCSs, and it's terrible. If this is the kind of attitude and way that you treat your customers, you're not going to stay in business. I promise you, the COVID will kill you. You're done. You're getting over. You are out of business. Just lock your door up now and start auctioning stuff, because that's it. You're going to lose your You're going to lose your good customers. Just like when Corban went in and he said, I understand if you want to not pick them all up. A good shop owner, just like that. Hey, you know what? I know that some stuff happened. I'm willing to work with you. I will hold these and keep them in the box. And if you need to make payments or pick up an extra 5 each week until they're all gone, whatever. I'm here for you. I'm here for your business.
What I'll do, I wasn't able to do it this time, and this was just on my bad, plain and simple, because I forgot, but just so much going on. But in general, when I've had lapse in time, if I miss a week or I miss 2 weeks or whatever, I'll call, Eric or Greg and say, hey, listen, I'm here. I'm alive. Everything's good. I'm just running late. Just because on my end, I just feel bad. Not everyone has to have that relationship, but if you have a box and it's a subscription, doing that with the LCS, I think the biggest thing is a relationship. And again, devil's advocate speaking, man, I'm not trying to speak for their side. I don't know. I'm sure they have a reason. I just can't see it, because logically, at least from what I understand, there's a bit of communication that's involved. It's not just, oh, you snooze, you lose, buddy. That's not how that works. At least not in this game, where I'm giving you, Kyle gets like, Kyle specs, so he buys a bunch. I'm a reader, so I'm still
But then
paying like
Kyle really doesn't
60,
spec
80
though.
bucks.
Kyle
Well, I mean,
Kyle buys books that he likes to read, and if they hit, they hit. He's not
well, then,
like
so then he's in my book, except I just don't know if they hit or care. So he's a reader then, right?
yeah, but that's
He
the
just buys
problem is that previously when he was selling books and in a spec, he had a run in with this person, and now it's a hot book. And it's in Kyle's box, so automatically your brain goes to, oh, well, he's just going to sell this. He's just going to flip this.
But why
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
You're 100% right, and I
matter.
believe
I hate that. That's
what
that.
Michael Stout
We
said it.
gotta kill that in the industry right now and say, look, there is you do not have the right to say just because you're a speculator that you can't come shop. What are you, stupid? Get as many speculators in your shop as you can, unless you are a goddamned idiot. You know who's buying all your fucking worthless books? Speculators, because they know down the road something's going to happen with it. So pay attention to what they're doing. They're not hurting you. They are helping you. They are giving you money hand over fist and helping your customers buy your stuff. People who stop speculators in their store are dumb. You're an idiot. You are absolutely killing your own business.
Well, I know I had a store here. There was a Hot Turtles book, the issue where Donatello died. I called around and I asked to hold it because I couldn't find it anywhere, and I wanted to go pick it up. I called them. They're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll hold it for you." Not 5 minutes later, I get a call back and it says, "Oh, well, did you know this book is going for $30 on eBay right now?" No. And he's like, "Well, that's cool. We'll still sell it to you, but we were going to sell it to you at eBay price." On the day the book came out.
Fuck that.
So you're on mute, Brian.
There's a lot of stores that are doing that shit, and they should catch hell for it.
Yeah, that should not be the way.
You're already okay. So here's why that pisses me off. You're already 100% markup on that product already. You're buying that $4 book at $2 from Diamond. They're shipping you that book. You paid for it. It's $2 goddamn or $1.75, and you're selling it for cover price, which is $3.99, and you're 100% markup already. So let's give a comparison. I now own the patent on EpiPen. So instead of $5 because it saves your life, I own the patent, and I'm going to deem the market is $500 per pen, $1,000 per pen. And then I'm going to do it because I own the patent on diabetic medicine. I'm going to do it with that too.
Are you going to buy an Unheard Wu-Tang album too and make it unplayable?
Absolutely.
But
why not? I own it. I'm just going to jack it up.
You can do what you
It's
want with your
wrong.
property. I mean,
It's
if
absolutely
you can't
wrong.
do it with something you own, then
Michael
I
Stout
don't know where we go.
Absolutely.
said it good. He said, if I buy a book out of your $1 bin and a month later it goes for $100, I don't owe you $99. It's what my
Yep.
gain was, just like those $3.99 books I bought. Those are now worth pennies. Yeah, absolutely.
So now that guy who bought that Hulk 181 for $4 or 25 cents or
Right.
now
Now he owes you
that
like $2,000. Fuck out of here.
$30,000.
And that's the thing about our culture and what we do in collecting comics is you go look, this week, I mean, this was my pull this week. All right. This is probably damn near $60 worth of comics. All right. You know how much this is probably actually worth now? 10, if that. Most of these books that I paid $1 or $5 for, I could probably turn around and sell for $1.
Exactly.
If that. So,
And you have books like mine that I sold for a couple, and now they're like 60 or whatever.
very rarely do comics, go up in value. They normally decrease in value.
Mm-hmm.
You have the couple that hit, but mostly comics is a losing investment. So, I don't know. I feel bad that happened, and it's a shitty business practice all the way around, especially to somebody that you've had issues with in the past that you watered down, And not only that, somebody you know that has a platform to fucking just tell the world.
Right. That's helped your business on their platform
exactly.
multiple times before. I think
I think
I can't even say all the things.
it's kind of tying into it though. Like, and this is my devil's advocate. If this was a one-time thing, yeah, it'd be screwed up. But is it because there's been a history in the past that this is more of a firing up point? Or
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%. If this was a one-time thing, it wouldn't be a big deal. But let's be honest, it's been a stickler for many years that they've had a problem with selling, books that you're going to sell and make money off of.
And honestly, if they did it to him, they should have went through somebody else's box and be like, okay, well, here you go, Kyle. You're here to buy one. Here you go. I guarantee you there's probably another copy sitting in someone else's box.
I just read on Estevan on the comment that he said he's had to buy books off of eBay in order to fulfill someone's pull that was shorted. So apparently this is a thing that's happened and you have to make do. But when you don't, that's on you, buddy. I mean, I don't understand.
As a store owner, he's going above and beyond there because he can easily just say, sorry, we were shorted. We didn't get it.
And that would have been okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been okay.
Be in the box, yeah.
Hey, you know what, Kyle? I am sorry. Half of our order got damaged. I can give you one of those damaged books if you really want, just because I know you like to read, and then maybe make it up to you down the road and try and get you a better copy. Can I do that?
Well, it just goes to service. You get the ones that do that, and you get the guys that let you negotiate for a sick black and white Batman hush book.
And you're pure negotiating. And the way it comes up, because I mean, none of us were privy to the conversation, so we're getting it from the way Kyle put it. And
you're right.
I don't discredit what Kyle says, but if it went down the way Kyle says, to do it the way they did it, and to say, instead of lying and just saying, we got shorted, we've got more coming, I can put you on the list, to just say, we reserve those hot books for our people who pick up books weekly, that's shitty business. And it feels spiteful and vindictive.
But if they state that, if they were to state that, as bad as that comes off, I would respect it because that's their rules. Like, all those things you're saying, yes.
But they have a sign in their store that says, subscribe to a box so you don't miss your big titles.
Well, that's what messes this thing up. I'm saying that if they had said from the outset, or even if they said, let's say this past week, hey, our rule is what you just said, Matt. Yeah, it's screwed up. Yeah, it's been, but it's the rule now. And the fact that it's been communicated clearly, I can respect that because at that point, I know the information that's presented to me. I can either go, okay, I will still do business with you, or I can take my business elsewhere. But if you do not state those things, then we're playing a game of what's the rules of the week. And then I don't know what we're doing because, as you said, Matt, if it's not there, then it's spiteful, vindictive, and also kind of shady. And the shady part is the worst part in the business because you don't be shady with someone else's money.
Especially when they've been a buyer for years.
Yeah.
Years at your store. That's what gets my fucking goat. Out of all this, that's what rubs me the wrong way the worst, is that you screwed over a loyal customer for a long period of time who's even turned down your discount. You've robbed him out of a 20% discount, screwed him out of that money, pocketed that money, net profit. Flat fucking profited net pocket, and now you're gonna screw them again? What kind of business decision? Who's making your business decisions? Is it Warner Brothers? AT&T? Is that who's? Did the call come in?
I think they called.
Is that Kyle guy? Yeah, fuck that guy. He's on T-Mobile. Yeah, I mean.
It's weird.
Who made that decision? That was bad. I would yank my box. I'd be like, you know what? Okay. And I would literally set up another box somewhere else, and I would either not tell them or just yank my box. Screw them. Yep. You can hold my $300 a month and get bent.
I'll tell you, I had this issue when I lived in Mesa for a short time. I had the same thing happen to me at Samurai Mesa. They sold a book out of my box, and it was Tough Tomatoes. So I went back I was on this side of town and I went to Samurai Glendale, and the owner was there, and I was talking to him and I told him about it, and he said, "You know what? Let me rectify that." He said, "That should have never happened. Let me rectify it." And he gave me a copy of that book out of his collection. He gave me that book because he said that should have never happened. Let me rectify this. That's a store owner right there.
Not only that, that store owner knows that he can give you that book now because you don't have the chance to see that book that he does.
Right.
Because in 9 months, somebody hard up for money is going to bring in a collection, and they're going to have 3 of those fucking books in there.
Yep.
Jesse James has said it a million times, and it's absolutely true. Why are you worried about that book? You're going to see 10 more in the next year.
But the sad fact is,
get it gone, and you're going to see that book again. Sooner or later, you'll see it again.
I know that these store owners go, "Oh man, that Thor #6, that's a hot book. Here, let me take a fat stack of them and stash them away to sell them other places or to hold on to them so they increase in value." So I guarantee, I bet you they still have that book, but they just told Kyle to kick rocks.
If they're pulling that to box owners, then that's like you talk about good comic karma, like that is like some of the worst comic karma you could get, right? I mean,
the karma will close your shop.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was telling the story to one of the Flipside guys on the phone today because Kyle had just called me, and it was Nico, and Nico's like, "You know what, man? Call me when that store is doing their trustee auction because they're losing their shop, and I'll come out and buy a 5th of it with you because that's what's going to happen."
Absolutely.
It's sad. It's really sad because you really want these stores to do good. I mean, so much so that we try and help out as best we can by being box holders.
And I think that's what I want store owners to get is that. Yeah, we talk about speculation. We talk about the hot books. You do the hot 10 on this channel and CBSI.
We share comic negotiating tips.
We share comic negotiating tips. Perfectly said, Corban. We're here to help you. At the end of the day, we're the biggest supporters of the local comic community.
Yes, sir.
And for you to do that, to somebody has this platform, blows my fucking mind, dude.
Yeah,
it blows
really
my fucking mind.
And that's the only part of me that goes, okay, maybe there's something we're missing. Like, just because it's so doesn't make sense, that part of me goes that there's got to be something we're missing.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not going, we deserve preferential treatment because we're Absolute Geek and we've got a podcast and we're known. No. It's not like that. It's that you give us the same respect, regardless if we're speculators, regardless of what we're doing with that book. Because at the end of the day, you're still getting your fucking payment for it.
Yeah.
What we're doing with that book is our business. Like Corban said, he could be wiping his ass with it. I could go in the parking lot and right off on it and walk away. It
doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You bought the book. You walked out. It's your book. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. When a person buys a gun, you don't sit and placate what they're going to do with the gun afterwards, or bullets, or any of that. It's you sold the gun. It's done. It's a deal. That's what you did. I don't care. I care, but I don't care.
Could you imagine if this is getting kind of crazy? I'm getting kind of out there, but could you imagine if you called up your stockbroker and you said, "Hey, take my money and buy this many stocks."
Yep.
And the stockbroker called you a month later and goes, "Hey man, I didn't buy you those stocks." And those stocks are worth 5 times that.
Yep.
Could you imagine if that happened? Yeah, you'd be fucking livid.
Yeah, imagine you had fucking you were gonna buy Amazon stock at like $5 a share, and you're like, "I want 500 of those bad boys," and he's like, "Yeah, man, I didn't think it was a good investment, so I didn't buy it for you, and now it's $2,000 a share." You're like, "You son of a bitch,"
Yeah, and there's laws involved for that in the stock market. I get it, but listen, this is how we regulate this shit. This is how we regulate it, by talking about it. And that's not to say that this shop can't make it right. They can make it right, but Is that going to help at this point?
No, not for me.
You know, like
and it sucks because I'd like to continue doing work with them in the future, but I can't now because it's gonna be an argument every time I try.
Weird. Yeah,
it's gonna be weird. Not for me, but for Kyle and both those parties involved. And
good. I'm gonna start a little slush fund and start putting dollars away in a bank account so that when they shut their doors, I can buy that Silver Surfer out of their front window that I want.
Wow,
I don't know if they're going to shut their doors on this, but it is shitty business
Dude,
practices.
This is bad comic karma, man. This is the kind of stuff that'll screw you.
Yeah.
So what we can hope is that in some way this is all a big misunderstanding.
Yes.
Right. And that, it just didn't get communicated right because, the parties involved, communication might be an issue, and that there's some resolution to this that ends with everyone at least understanding that, hey, this is yet at the end of the day, best case scenario, this is yet another awkward instance in what I hear is a series of awkward instances, but nothing that is irresolvable, or that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean, irreputable. There you go. Nope, not what I'm looking for either. Point being, it's something that can still be solved. But if it is
Kyle's defense, and all love to Kyle, he is stubborn. To him, this is an act of betrayal that he's going to hold. And
but I agree with you. But also, I will say this: the similar thing has happened multiple times.
Absolutely, yes.
So I guess the whole thing is fool me once, the fool me twice thing. It's like
forgive. Yeah, I'm not that you can not forgive her. But very much. You're right. Like, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. But when I see you, hello, nice, we're good friends, but am I going to spend money at your shop anymore? There's a chance I might not. There's a chance that if I have a chance to buy at another shop, that's what I'm going to do from now on. And that's the listen, Christine. I think it was Christine in the chat said, made a comment about, this is the way retail is, and that's a bummer. But this is how when you walk a fine line. It's a service business, and that's how you make your money. You can't keep doing that and expecting, one, those people to stay around, and two, the word to not get out. We're too close of a community. We're too tight knit of a community, especially localized.
And I understand, and I totally get wanting and needing to make money. I get that. You're right. It is a business. You're there to make money. I 100% understand that. Here's where I don't get it. If you didn't know that Thor #6 was going to be a hot book, and the size of this store is not small. If they didn't order 50 extra books to put on eBay at a markup, to grade and sell later, to hold in the back room for the next 5 months and see what happens, whatever they wanted to do, then that's on them. They're the idiots. They're the ones that made the mistake. They're the ones that's on them. And as far as speculators coming in and shafting speculators that come into a store, I don't want speculators because they're going to turn around and sell it tomorrow. That would be like the stock market putting security guards at the front gate and saying, "Oh, you're a trader? You're a stock trader? No, we don't want you in here. Nope, you can't come in here. We're not. Nope. Stock market's closed to you because you're a trader."
My only defense in that is I know, like I said, I know from the Facebook groups and talking to 2 other shop owners that they did have a lot of damages at Thor #6 cover. There were a lot of damages. My only thing is if they go alphabetical order, S is down there. So if they didn't have enough to fill orders,
you should have said that.
You should have
Don't
said
lie.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Like what is worse? Hey, we weren't able to fill this order, but we're going to try to get it for you. Or no, we just don't. We're not going to give that to you. We gave your book to a weekly buyer instead of a monthly buyer.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like
that's where they went wrong. They said weekly buyer instead of monthly, and that's okay. So you literally gave a book to a weekly buyer who opened a hold box a month or 6 months ago, when you have a guy that's been doing it for 6 years or 7 years or however many years Kyle's been pulling his box there. That's it. So, okay, we had a bunch of damaged ones and we're short. Can I offer you one of the damaged ones until the next one comes in, and I'll make sure that you get the second print, or you get the first one of the next one, or you know, whatever. You don't, hey, I gave it to a weekly. Fuck that.
Speaking, I don't mean to change the subject, but speaking of the Thor book, what did you guys think?
I liked it.
I thought it was pretty thick looking.
Yeah,
I haven't read it yet.
I'm super excited, and that last panel has me extremely intrigued of what's going to come next.
It's sitting in my hold box at work. I will pick it up tomorrow.
And it'll be there when you get there tomorrow.
And it will be there. And if there is another one still on the shelf, because I ordered extra, because I knew that Thor is a hot book to fucking da, then I will probably pull another one and for Kyle. Since he didn't get his.
Yep, there you go.
Well, I knew, like, I told Kyle, I said, I've got 2 copies, I'll give you one. And he was like, no, that's all right. But, yeah, I understand where he's coming from. He's, you know, super shitty, but I don't know.
Do you guys really think, can we talk about spoilers? Because, like, let's be honest, everybody already knows what happens in this book. Do you guys think it's going to last? There's no way that's going to last, right?
I think it is.
I don't see it.
I probably need to spice something up.
I think it is for the sheer fact that Thor blasts him. I'll fucking show it. I don't care. Thor blasts him and pretty much incinerates him.
But he's still alive after that point.
But then so then he talks to the Black Winter and says, show me my he's like, do you want me to show you your death? And Thor says yes. And then it cuts to Asgard later, and the Bifrost has Galactus's helm over it, and he's having a conversation with Silver Surfer Black this entire time, like throughout the entire story.
Though, when you saw that helm, what did that make you think of? The Thanos Donny Cates run. Remember what Thanos was? He was sitting in that helm.
Yeah.
So listen, that last panel makes sense because, you know, the whole Donny Cates Thanos run is in the future, and Thanos is sitting on the throne of Asgard now. We didn't realize the throne of Asgard back then.
Yeah. And you're right. And it's all coming together because Silver Surfer asks him, what did the Black Winter show you? What did you see? And this is what he saw right here. Fucking spoiler alert right there.
Thanos with an army of death behind him.
With the Marvel zombies behind him. And Mjolnir infused with Infinity Stones. But my big question, what the fuck is this kind of excitement moment is, what is this fucking gauntlet? And why does it have his arm like massive to the point where it ripped out of his costume?
Look at the Infinity Stone on that gauntlet. Do you see what's inside it?
There's nothing inside of it that I can see anyway.
I think that the Black Winter snowflake is inside of that Infinity Stone.
Turn on the old...
All I know is you guys can't pronounce Asgard for nothing.
Asgard,
like Guardian.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything in it. It looks like it's just got a black tint to it, but it could have it could be the Black Winter snowflake in it.
I just saw a picture of it close up, and maybe that somebody just fucking around. But
no, I heard that as well.
Okay.
From somebody else that was a big old giant.
But it's like we were talking about earlier with the Donny Cates stuff is that we were speculating that it's going to tie, like this whole Null event is going to tie Thor to Venom to Silver Surfer Black to the cosmic stuff. It's all going to come together, because they're saying that the Null is going to be a cosmic event. So it's good speculation, but
you see how much that Silver Surfer Black or Thanos 16, I think. There's that Thanos 15 where it's the 4th print where it's the Silver Surfer Black cover. Mm-hmm. That book is going for $150, $130.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Raw.
I can't even afford modern anymore, man.
The next issue, I think issue 15, where it's his first full appearance, is going for a bunch of money now too.
But I do think that I don't know if I believe into the Galactus Lifebringer hype anymore. because
A lot of people are saying that, but I'm telling you guys, I really don't think that you can kill off Galactus.
no. But I'm just saying I don't
They can go
believe
off Alpha.
I don't
I'm
believe in
kidding.
the Galactus Lifebringer hype anymore because wasn't that whole thing is that he was supposed to bring back the Ultimate Universe? But
Yes.
Donny Cates already did that because the Venom right now
The
is taking
Maker.
place in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, plus the Maker is a big storyline too.
Esteban had an interesting question. If you think that Empire and Thor is all going to tie together with Null and
Yes.
I don't know what's going
Singularity.
on with Empire right now. I think Empire is a fucking mess.
You think Empire is going to get tied into this?
I don't
I don't
think so.
see Empire getting tied into
No.
it.
I don't know, but I think everything is coming together to one big fucking cosmic event.
I see the cosmics. I see the Venom. I see, Thor. I see, the Silver Surfer Black. I see those coming together. I don't know. I guess I hadn't really thought about Empire either, but
But
I-
what's the one book, Brian, that old boy told you about on Mel's show? And
Wraith.
we all bought a bunch of books that it was just announced that that's going to be part of this crossover now. Is that
Sure.
Wraith book? Exactly.
Yep. And that Wraith book is getting ready to throw some shit into the whole thing because that's the whole Exelon and everything is a big deal.
that's Lucas, man. That guy
That's
is
Lucas, yeah.
fucking deep. That guy's good, man. I love Lucas, man. That guy that guy's good.
Yeah, he is. He's very good. There's a lot of good speculators out there, and you know what the key to being a good speculator is?
Reading the books
Reading the books.
and not just reading and blowing through it. Reading. I mean, you got to
3,
be
4, 5 times.
Yeah, you got to be Lucas. You got to go back, reread it, read it again, read some other stuff, then go back, reread it, and be like, "Oh, snap! There it is." I just don't have the time, man. I just am so damn busy.
That and Donny Cates, pay attention to what he says because he's his own best goddamn hype machine, and he's gonna tell you what book is gonna be a massive, and it's up to you to go get that or not. So,
Yeah.
I'm super intrigued by all of that, and I think it's gonna lead up into that Null event this year.
Should be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's just read the fucking book. Exactly. I think it all leads up to Null. But again, I'm part of me is still like all of this Null shit that people are going out crazy over. What if he turns out to just suck?
I think that the Null character is so poorly drawn that it looks terrible to me.
But like it's so hyped. It's just like, what if this character just sucks ass? You know?
Like punchline.
all of this hype, and it's just like this character sucks.
It wouldn't be the first.
No,
It's
it
not like
wouldn't.
we've never seen that happen
Yeah,
in
right.
comics before, Hey, build up. Epic fail.
Yeah. I'm just like, man, all this hype around Nolan, it's just gonna suck.
What if this is the one? What if this is the new Secret Wars? What if this is the new, Infinity Gauntlet? What if this is the new, what if this storyline is the next new big bad?
I honestly think that they have to slow this hype machine down a little bit before it gets too out of control.
You mean a 10 fucking Batman movie?
Well, but just like it seems like every week there's something new in a Venom book that is like makes it a $30 book right off the bat, and you've got so much hype building towards this, and then if it fizzles out and sucks, oh man, like I think
You're
you
in
gotta,
pop.
you gotta kind of slow the hype train down a little bit.
Well, I don't think that's them though. I think that's partially because of all the COVID, and everyone has this new. Everyone's got instant gratification, social media. They can grade books on eBay right there at the store. They can do whatever. So everyone has this fear of missing out. So now you got 5 new ones. I'll buy 6 and I'll pay $20 a cover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it out of this guy's 6-year long run, box, and I'll sell them to you at $20 cover. I'll sell you 3 of them at $20 a cover.
Ishtavan says rumor is that Null pairs Emperor Hulkling with a symbiote. I mean, you've already gotten why not? You've already got a symbiote Avengers team or Ultimates team. Why not
Alder
give
reality.
Hulkling?
He could. They very well could. I kind of thought it was weird that they put Hulkling in his own new book. That would explain that.
But that's that hype train I'm talking about, because you look at the Venom book, you have 2 new characters right now in that book that are driving those books that you don't know a damn thing about. You have Virus and then this new bad guy, and you don't know anything about him. Either one of them. And this was like Virus's 3rd book, and you see him get unmasked, and he's like, "Oh, I have no idea who that is," but you don't see who he is. So it's like that hype train. So okay, well now you know that the next Venom 37 or 8 or 27 or 8 is gonna be a hot book to buy.
Now, didn't they say that it's Venom's son, Eddie Brock's son, in that Virus?
No, they unmask him. Literally in the last issue, they unmask him, and the new bad guy says, "I don't know who that is." And all you see is a black silhouette of him. You don't see who it is.
That's kind of weird.
I thought, oh yeah. You're right.
I hear that the person in the Virus uniform is not even alive.
That could be. But to me, the Virus uniform looks like a busted down piece of Iron Man tech or War Machine tech. So
It also looks like that one dude from that really weird old comic, Ripshank or something like that.
So it's going to be Venom. Okay, so it'll be Venom 28 because I've got 27 right here. But yeah, it'll be 28 where you already know that's going to be a hot ass book because they're going to probably find out who Virus is. So
well, we should probably under order that and then just take it out of people's hold boxes.
That's
we
exactly
collect
how you
more
gotta
money
do
on
it.
the floor.
Well,
Because
and also you've got the first appearance in 27 of Annie as Agent Venom too.
Yep.
So because Agent Venom shows up at the end of it and you think it's Flash Thompson, and it's, I mean, you could be onto something that he's not alive, because like you look at the panel right here, the glare kind of sucks, but that's where they're unmasking him and he's like, I don't even know who this is, and it almost looks like a skeleton head.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty sick.
how to take your 9/8 and bend the pages into a 8/5
right, it's still clean.
by Matt.
Gotta read the books.
I'm waiting for my variant cover for this that has the fucking new bad guy on it, like
Kodak?
dashing in. Yeah, Kodak, like dashing in, and I still haven't gotten it yet. So
Well, the John Boy Myers one is the one that was the error that they actually printed on top of that one.
yeah,
So it'll be interesting if that John Boy Myers one starts going crazy, because people are like, well, I couldn't get the air one, so I'm going to get the regular one now.
yeah.
You know?
I didn't get that one where it's his face. The one I got is like him, like dashing in on the book. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I honestly thought you were going to say dashing through the snow.
On a 1-horse open sleigh.
Yeah. Did you guys get some of that rain yesterday?
Yeah,
A little bit,
Monsoon?
yeah.
Oh, God, it was nice.
Yeah, I
it really
can't-
was.
It
Thought I
made
could-
today halfway tolerable.
Yeah, until next week when it's gonna get hot as a fuck again.
No, we're going to have more monsoons.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I reject your theory, and I'm going to insert my
You
own.
can reject my theory all you want. So.
How the rain? Horrible.
We're on the cool down. Nice balmy cool down front moving in from the north, swirling around from the east, converging into a nice rainy cool down for the Arizona front.
where are the toads? Damn it!
They all know you're on the hunt, so they're hiding.
Yeah, it's been so hot, they're definitely hiding. I'll tell you, for all you people listening that aren't in Arizona, my cactus out front burned up and died, and my other yucca plant burned up and died. And I have 3 more that are like have burned problem. The fucking cactus. They grow in the desert. They burned up. They're dead. They're burned up.
Yep.
Hillary came by and suicided them with sunlight over a long period of time.
It's called however many days above 110 degrees.
Dude, fried them. Cactus. How do you fry a cactus?
No clue.
Very, very carefully.
I miss Colorado.
Here you go. I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Oh.
Here's
Hey,
the.
did you guys-
This
did
is
you
the
guys hear
Venom.
about the avalanche?
This is the Venom
I heard
cover I got.
Oh, you're funny. I thought you meant I'm like, I heard something about a natural disaster. You messing around, you chat.
So yeah, that the State of Comics. That's the one I ordered. That I'm still.
Dude,
working
that's
on.
a solid book.
So,
It is indeed.
Who did that cover?
I'm not sure. But have you seen the variant that's coming out for 27 or I mean 28 with fucking Venom in a wrestling ring holding up like a WWE belt?
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I haven't seen that one.
I was like, that's a cover right there, boy.
Carnage is on the
No,
mat.
it's Spider-Man on the mat.
Okay.
Oh, Opa, someone just broke plate.
Yep, I heard that.
But yeah, it's a sick cover. I want that cover. I don't know, but going back to what we were talking about, I can't. I feel bad. I don't know what to do. I want to give
Nothing
him
you can do.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to be like, I'm not shopping at your store anymore. But it's like, fuck, man.
They would have to do some amazing magical shit to. Oh, look at that!
Isn't that dope?
Amazing magical shit for me to drive over there to shop at their store again.
That's such a dope cover. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's your own discretion of what you want to do. But I just
Well, we still got to do our comic crawl, so
eventually.
Yeah. Eventually.
the world opens back.
Eventually.
There's plenty of other shops
True. Very true.
to help out that we could do comic crawl all month long at.
All right, let's bring it up a little bit and let's close the show with a little bit of fucking my dog eating a bottle. A little bit of odd news.
Tonight, the Six Dad World primetime special with people just like you, only more pathetic.
It's a bit nutty.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Stealthy thieves steal 330-pound safe from a ninja museum. From a ninja museum. A Japanese museum dedicated to the history and practices of ninja was targeted by thieves who apparently knew something about stealth and speed themselves, stealing $9,470 in 3 minutes out of it. Wow. And then it's including a 330-pound safe.
I dubbed these thieves the Foot Clan.
Right?
Oh, I was going to say they've been ninjacked. That's a lame one. I had
Ninja vanish. Ninjacked.
Ninjacked was aight. I give it a C+.
At what point are you? This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. America has lost its damn mind. At what point are you sitting on the couch thinking we should totally rob the Ninja Museum?
Right,
About
listen,
the same point in time, you're sitting on the couch being like, I think they forgot about me and left me in quarantine.
Yeah, at the same time that we had people sit around and make one of the greatest movies of all time, where one guy said,
Tiger King.
I'm going to do the Declaration of Independence.
Oh,
That's how this stuff happens. All right?
But I mean, it's a ninja museum. There's a chance there's ninjas there. If they're protecting their stuff, you're not gonna make it. You're not a ninja.
But they got
apparently
away.
Apparently, this guy was a ninja.
So they proved they walked probably sitting there with the hall going, I knew I was a ninja. Those online classes worked.
Yep.
Like, they paid off.
Ninja Warrior was the great training. I watch it many hours on TV. It helps me steal from museum.
You can only dub these thieves the Foot Clan. That's the only thing you can dub these guys.
I'm telling you.
If the headline in the paper doesn't dub them as Foot Clan, they failed.
Right. German university offering $1,900 grant for doing nothing. A university in Germany is offering idleness grant to Germans willing to abstain from activity as part of their research for an exhibition on sustainability.
Okay.
I got questions.
Sign me up.
I have questions.
Sign me up.
Sustainability. What am I allowed to do?
I can sustain my laziness.
Can I watch TV?
Yeah,
Can I watch movies?
you can. It's just doing, other than that, just laying around.
Can I watch Pornhub and touch myself?
Absolutely. I would be ashamed if you didn't.
I'm in. I think I can do this.
It's like turning people into Wall-E.
Can I read comic books?
Oh. You can reread them
'Cause
twice.
I think reading a comic book might be
that might be doing something.
might be considered doing something. Yeah.
Well, then again, touching yourself would also be doing something.
Right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if one's doing something and one isn't.
No. They both equal opportunity, equal pressure. I mean, I don't know what I'm going with it. Let me just stop talking. I'm tired, guys.
All right.
Odd news.
I'm willing to try for a couple of months.
So let's say it says the school said applications are free to choose their own form of idleness and activity to abstain from, and a panel of school officials will choose the 3 best pitches. So I guess it's going to be like what you don't want to do.
Curious.
It says doing nothing isn't very easy. The architect and designer behind the theory, who designs the program, says we want to focus on active inactivity. If you say you're not going to go to the movies for a week, then that's impressive. If the purpose is of you not going to the movies, or think that might even be better. If you say you're not going to sleep, then you can only do that for a couple of days. But if you say you're not going to shop, then that's something you have to sustain for a longer time. It says that the school said that the grant money will be issued when the chosen applicant submits their expense report in mid-January. The participant who submits their report will be paid regardless of whether their attempt to be inactive was succcesul.
You said this is odd news. This is boring news.
Yeah, because you got nothing to do, right?
This is news I can get behind.
Chad's all intrigued.
I am. I see a challenge. Like, all right, I'm not going to drink for 10 years.
Toilets with transparent walls installed in 2 Tokyo parks. A pair of Tokyo parks are attracting extra attention from their unusual new feature, public toilets with transparent walls. So yes, anyone walking through the park can see you taking that big fat steamy dump.
Nah, I'm good.
They can definitely see you. They can see you gripping and ripping.
Ooh, that's a new one. That's a new one. I was just gonna ask, what do you guys
How
have?
do you know if someone actually is like having a health crisis or just having a really strong talk to Jesus moment? Because I'll be in there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Talking to people.
Exactly. Sweating the whole 9. People will be like, is he okay? Yeah, man, I just had some bean burritos this morning. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's weird. That could make a lot of awkward situations.
What is your term? What is your favorite term? Give me at least, if you've got 3, give me your top 3 favorite terms.
Dropping the Cosbys off at the pool. Gripping, ripping.
Dropping off the kids.
There's that one.
The Cosby Show.
No, the drop of the Cosby off at the pool is the best one. I like to say taking a Kyle and wiping with a Chad.
Tooted and booted.
I think that's bacon brownies, dropping hot beef.
How about the Arizona sweaty double flusher?
I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. If you're not from here, you wouldn't know it. But when you're not from here, you come down here and you got to take a crap and you're stuck there and you just start sweating.
Yeah.
And then you got to flush twice. So you get the Arizona sweaty double flusher.
The double.
There's shagging a grumpy. That's always a solid one. Going to the studio and dropping the mic. Nice one.
That's a good one. I hadn't thought about that one.
Dropping the astronauts off at Splashtown. Or the splash pad.
The dead leg. You ever get the dead leg where you're sitting there going and you're fucking just get like the like feels like static from a TV in your leg? That's the best way I've ever heard it described. That's right on there. It's like you're getting like TV static, like your legs asleep.
Oh,
we have the deuces loose.
Yeah.
Bake a loaf.
Bake a loaf.
Bake a loaf.
We have dropping Bobby off at the swimming pool.
Plant some corn.
So they're saying that they're made see-through, so people who are in a restroom emergency can quickly determine if the restroom is occupied and the cleanliness.
I like the Dookie butter.
You need transparent walls to see and find out. I'm pretty sure in this year and day and age that we have the technology to make that a bit easier and more discreet.
And apparently when it's occupied, the walls do blur out, so you can't see anything, but still.
Oh, that would have been vital information to have before all this, Matt.
Matt, that was a great setup, man. That was odd. That was the Matt's Wookiees or whatever. It's trying to be slick.
But it's still see-through walls, though. Like, it's still weird.
But
it's not, because they're just see-through until you're
in there
dropping the mic, and then
like it's not gonna
the sound burst clouds up.
Like it's not gonna that transparency thing isn't gonna fail, and someone's just gonna sit there seeing you taking a dump or something.
Well, if it fails, then we'd be in issues. But
or like you're a woman and you're in there going, and your kid fucking darts out of the bathroom, and it's like, oh well, they left, and it just fucking clears up, and you're sitting there fucking grabbing ass while everyone in the park's watching you.
What if I'm just taking a leak? What if I'm not shagging and grumpy or busting off an Arizona sweaty double flusher? You know, what if I'm
double flusher?
What if I'm just, tinkling? Does it still fog up? Does it still? I mean, this is.
I like issues. When the bathroom is so hot, the flush on the toilet is a momentary cool breeze. That's good. Oh, fucking A, man. I don't know how to answer your question, Chad.
All right.
That's an interesting one.
All right. What if I'm not using the public bathroom for toiletry purposes at all? What if I'm doing other things in there?
To stay on this sort of topic, poo transplant cures man's drunkenness disease. How the fuck did that open?
Poo transplant?
Yeah.
What cures drunkenness disease?
Yep, drunkenness disease. A 47-year-old man had gut fermentation syndrome, also known as autobrewery syndrome, ABS. This rare condition involves excessive fungal growth in the gut, which feeds on carbon dioxide and then fuels ethanol production. Oftentimes, ABS is linked to an excessive amount of yeast in the gut. Clinicians tried putting the patient on a low-carb diet and a course of antifungals, but signs of intoxication persisted, according to the case study. published this month. It was so chronic that the man even lost his driver's license after a random police check because he came back as being intoxicated. Clinicians then looked at the fecal micromatter and then gave him a fecal transplant. In other words, a poop transplant. Bacteria in the feces was transferred into the patient's small intestine. The transplant came from a man 22-year-old daughter, and his symptoms resolved. So basically, he had so much yeast in his stomach, it kept making him act and Papa's drunk. And so he had a poo transplant, and it fixed the issue.
Has anybody told this guy about 1, probiotics, and 2, maybe cut back on the yeast, and 3, should a doctor probably check this gentleman's kidneys and liver and pancreas?
Oh, it sounds like they did some research, and like the poo transplant was the way to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with not so much.
Possibly not what they're looking for.
That poo transplant stuff is the real deal, though. I mean, it's just getting good bacteria into your own gut.
The author of the report said the case is believed to be the first successful transplant of a patient's chronic gut fermentation syndrome by using fecal microbacteria.
Yep.
There's got to be a better way to get that bacteria into your gut.
There isn't. You know why? Because some people, when they try to take the probiotics themselves, their acid's so strong that it going through their stomach, it destroys it before it gets into your gut. So they got to go the other way. Yeah. It's crazy. It's gross, but it's real deal medicine.
Do they just like shoot it up here with a syringe?
Why can't you? Yeah, why can't you
take back a turd,
extract it from the poo and put it in a needle and shoot it in your tongue?
I'm sure they do.
As I say, yeah, I don't. I mean, do they just like back a turd back up the pipe?
No.
I mean, hey, as kids, we used to tease each other about being fudge packers, but this is just taking it to a whole nother level.
We're gonna have to go ahead and back this turd up here. Just get that fecal matter in his stomach. Beep, beep, beep.
I'm a doctor.
Beep.
What are you a doctor in? Fudge pack.
I'm a doctor. I got to doctor this turd back in your ass.
I crack turds in people's butts. So you're a butt doctor? No, not at all. Not a proctologist.
Message in a bottle travels from Britain to Massachusetts. A 3-year-old girl visiting a Massachusetts beach with her family made an unusual discovery. The sand was a message in a bottle across the ocean in 11 years. The Chin family said that they were visiting the beach and they removed the message from the bottle and it said sent from the UK March 3, 2009. And that the family plans to write their own message and throw the bottle back in the water. It should have said something
shit like that.
Yeah, but it should have said something better like send nudes.
Yeah.
Or
when you were a kid, did you ever do the thing where you write a letter on a balloon and you let go of the balloons? And
no.
You see if people will write you back?
Yeah.
No.
That shit was fun, man.
Yeah, I never got wrote
So
back.
did you wrote the letter on the balloon or you tied it to the balloon?
You tied it to the balloon.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you let the balloons go and it powerful long and flies. There was kids, and we did it as a school project, and there was kids that got shit from like Japan, man.
Oh wait, I did do something like that. I heard about that. Yeah, never got anything, but that's sick. Okay.
It would have been better if she'd have opened that bottle and it was like, "Help! I'm stuck on Epstein Island, and if you can come save me, that'd be awesome."
Oh my god.
Or just some like just craziness in there.
Right.
Just open it up and it's just like a picture of a dude strangling himself with a belt.
And $10,000.
Yep.
10,000. Help! I'm stuck in a Chinese fortune cookie factory.
I'm Batman. That kind of stuff is cool though.
That is cool.
I just wish it said something cooler than sent from the UK. But whatever. And my last story for odd news is China's man's fat belly saves him from falling down a well.
Heard these before. Cushion, impacts, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucked. What happened to Chad? He fell down the well.
Yep. An overweight Chinese man found his big belly to be a lifesaver after he got wedged in a well and stopped him from falling down. And there he
That guy
is.
is full-on sumo wrestler.
Old angry in that little well, arms crossed.
He doesn't look well. How did he not know that the well was there? Like, I don't know.
There's a picture somebody took of him just waiting.
If you're a grown ass adult,
That poor
how
man.
do you fall? Like, okay, I get it with Lassie. Timmy fell in the well. I get that. Children, I understand. They don't know any better. They're small. I get it.
Drunk.
You're a grown ass adult. You didn't see the well. You didn't know it was there. You didn't. What? What's your excuse?
Yeah, right. Just, I've never fallen in a well. I mean, my belly would stop me from falling in too, but I've never accidentally walked into a well.
Have you ever wanted to?
No, maybe my time's coming. I don't know, but
Everyone has the day they meet their well, right?
I guess so.
It's like I'm running out of good jokes. I'm running out of anything.
Running out of the
This has
heat.
been
huh?
a well of information.
There you
Yes.
go.
A well of it. Oh, fucking A, Chad. A
Yeah.
well of information. Let's. Oh man.
Well, this has been fun, guys.
Let's give Chad a round of applause for that one.
And on that note,
On a well of information. Yes, guys, that'll do it for this week. Real quick, again, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat, all of our listeners, Brian, Chad, Corban, Jose, Kellen, all the guys from Grizzle Geek, Travis from Comic Exposure, and all the guys from Couch Crunchers for all the support to help us to get to 502 amazing episodes. So it's 500, and this is 501. Next week's 502. But like I said at the beginning of the show, I forgot to
big
mention it
shout out
last
to
week.
Kyle, who couldn't
Yes,
be here
absolutely,
tonight.
Kyle as well. I can't forget Kyle. He's a fucking huge important part of this. So of what we do every week. But in memory of Kyle, I tried, guys. I don't think I quite hit Kyle levels. But
That's not a horrible thing.
I tried to hold up the Kyle standard, and I think I failed. But
And guys, please send in more videos of your bullet bourbon
Yes.
videos for that challenge that Kyle dropped last week.
Oh, those are
Absolutely.
insane.
if you missed the beginning of the show, go back and watch Michael Stout's submission.
So
right now,
good.
he's killing
Yeah,
it.
killed it. Slayed it. Set
Yep.
the bar way high. Way high. I see a book in that man's future.
That's right. But I want to thank a big shout out to all of our new listeners that have been finding us on all of our podcasting platforms of late. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the crew. If you want to check us out, we do this every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, live on YouTube. If you guys are hanging out in the chat and you just found us this week, why not hit that like and subscribe button, smash that notification bell so you know when we go live every Friday night. And especially this weekend, in case Corban and I just had to go live to cover some of DC fandom. Haven't decided on that one yet.
Same. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yes. So 501, to clear it up, 501 is total of after everything we've done. So that's Absolute Geek, What the Fuck Friday, comic book reviews, Matt and Matinee. That's every single podcast we've put out under this feed. It totals up to 501. So this is no confusion, episode 260 of just Absolute Geek, but total of what we've done together, it's 501.
500,
So
3/4.
yeah. So there you go.
15/16.
It's a long time. It's a lot of content, but
They were love.
yeah, it's 501 if you look at our SoundCloud feed where all of our episodes are. So
Jeez, that's a ton.
yep. And we're growing and adding new people. So welcome everybody who's new. If you're listening to the playback on Monday, make sure to like, subscribe button, leave us reviews. It helps us so much in our podcasting standings. Guys, make sure to check out Bogcast. Make sure to check out Tales from the Flip Side, Tales from the Dark Side, Hot 10, only after you watch us, of course. Make sure to check out Grizzle Geek that goes on before us. Check out Couch Crunchers on Saturday nights. Check out Travis and his crew over at Comic Exposure. Again, thank you to everyone who's been a big part of all this, especially Kyle, who I know I forgot, and I'll never hear the fucking end of it now. But cheers to everybody. I tried my best, and my best wasn't good enough.
You did
So
good.
Kyle will be back next week to pick up the slack. Just real quick, I'm going to start throwing it out here for the next couple weeks. So on what day is that? That's going to be Friday, September 11. Friday, September 4th. There will be no show. Instead, we're going to be on Saturday, September 5th, as we're doing a joint show with another podcast called We Be Geeks. So we're going to be doing a live show for both shows and joining with them. So that'll be cool. So I'm going to keep pushing it so you guys don't forget. Saturday, September 5th, we'll be live instead of Friday the 4th. So come check us out. Come check out We Be Geeks, and we're going to have a good time with those guys over there. They're good dudes. But yeah, so for this week's episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Matt.
I'm McClay.
Again with this confusion, guys. Come on.
No,
Corbin's muted. Corbin's muted. Failure. 2 weeks out and you're rusty.
Oh my God. I said it too. I'm sitting going, I'm Corbin.
He's Corbin and he's solo Wookiee.
I know.
And
Yeah,
Thanks,
guys, join us next week as we welcome on actress Stacey Toy. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.